What's the deal, my people? You know what it is, the Don, Tony, Teflon. I'm back at you, another one. And people may be asking me, can you hear me real quick? You know, I didn't check my microphone out. Can you hear me? Let me make sure my microphone is on. I actually didn't check it. I should have checked it. Might check. All right, we good. Should check that. I'm sorry about that. That sounds good. Thank you very much, Peter Griffin. Here we go. People be asking me, like, yo, Tony Teflon, you just dropped a video today. I did. Thank you for anyone who's watched that video and hit the thumbs up on that video. It's very important that you thumbs up that video. It's very important to get the 500 likes as soon as possible. That is what triggers the algorithm and puts that all the way out there. So you definitely want to do that. So I want to say, thank you for anyone who's coming, especially people. This is the first live that you ever caught from the Don Tony Teflon. This is what's up. I truly appreciate it. It's all about community, people. This is what, when they say fromily, it's not just a word. This is what we are, right? This is what we do here on Teflon TV, and this is what we do. It's how we do. It's a call-in live stream. That means we got the phone lines open and everything else, right? And we're going to keep the phone lines open for a while. I'm going to let you call in and say your thoughts. And that's what we're talking about, right? I have to write down the number again. 1 second. Let me get that number. And I'm going to take this down because, I ain't afraid to show myself on stream. That at all. You know that, right? I'm going to show myself in 1 second. Let me just get this number right the way it's supposed to be. Because I have the Phil's number up in there. Let me just put this in there real quick so that you can actually call me up. Because I love to hear from you. All right, that number is in there right now. So we're going to save that. And we're going to put that up there right now. Listen, that's the number to call in. It's on the bottom of the crawl. I want you to call in, talk to me, 518-290-0848, 518-290-0848. So we have the trailer. We have a lot. This is about all theories. We're going to talk about all theories for this trailer so far. Go through them and see what we think is going on here, right? We have a lot of people in here already. We just started 2 minutes ago, and we keep growing. As always, let's set this bitch off.
Just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Now I have children of my own. They ask their mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? I tell them tenderly. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Que sera, sera.
As always, we got to thank the beautiful Carla Wade for providing the intro for us and everything else. Let's get through, say what's up to all y'all people out here joining me today. Truly appreciate it real quick. What up? Thank you for the super chat from downtown saying second live I caught in the last few days. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go is correct. That's what I'm talking about right there. Let's talk. Let's say what up to people. We got Dr. Deb is in the building. What up? Dr. Deb is in here. Baby. K YT is up in this piece, rocking with us. Unicorn. Unicorn One is up in this piece rocking with us. Ty is up in here rocking with us. Nisha is up in here rocking with us in here. Kimberly is in the building rocking with us right now. Chim, I see you, is up in there rocking in there. Rocking with us and everything else. Miss T is up in here right now. Babe, I said you, Chris Black is up in here. TNX is up in here. Luna is up in here. How you say this? Charion. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Ginyard, I could say, is in the building. Prime is rocking with us. Kid Rock Jr. is in here. You know what I mean? Just Janice is in here. Oh man, AU Pack Mules in the building rocking with us right now. Dane is up in here rocking with us. The beautiful, who sings the intro to the Teflon TV from thing, Call Away from the Down Under. The Thunder from Down Under is up in here. Tima is up in here rocking with us and everything. All right, we got a bunch of people in here. OW is in here. We got a bunch of people in here. I truly appreciate you. La Plega is up in here. Thank you for coming through. And thank everybody for coming through. I really, truly appreciate it. Now we have a bunch of people in here. I'm glad you're here. And we're going to talk theories about this trailer. I just dropped the video about the voices that we heard, the voices in there. You know, I gave two opinions. My first opinion on the voices when I first initially watched the trailer. And again, I initially watched the trailer and I was looking at it through what makes TV show sense to me. And then when I heard the screaming and everything else, I initially said this has to be Fatima. Why? I broke it down exactly why I thought it had to be Fatima. If we're dealing with the monsters and the monsters are over here, and we've seen what they've done in the past, right? We've seen them go out there and no matter who they've ever dealt with, we've seen how they deal with these people, right? They always pick someone close to them, right? When you talk about Reggie, right? And they dealt with Reggie, what did they do? They took out Reggie's girlfriend, right? Which led Reggie to go crazy and eventually kill somebody and try to kill Boyd, right? They did that. When it came down to Donna, they stripped Donna's sister skin right off her to break down. You see them do it, right? That was it. When you look at everyone in here that we deal with, it seems like that's what they did. So when I looked at it, and I look at who's close to Boyd, we know that Ellis is, but it's a woman's voice. So Ellis has to be out. So who's the woman that's closest to Boyd in here? We would have to say there's no choice but Fatima because she has his granddaughter in the stomach. Especially when we look at that situation and you think he was trying to break him, that's what it would be. If it was anybody in us, like dealing with me, and some people were holding me hostage or someone ran in my house and they were doing something, you'd have to do something to one of my kids or something like that to really get to me, right? That's the way it would have to be. And I think everybody would, or someone in my family, I think everyone here would feel the same. It'd be hard to do it to not a stranger, but someone that really doesn't have a lot of blood connections to you. So that was that initial thing. So then when I took the video out today, I put the video out there and I got footage of both people screaming. There's only really one clip of Fatima screaming. And that was when the cowboy monster came to the door. And they just got inside, right? Which to me, I didn't like that scene whatsoever. I didn't like it. I just thought that they were too close and they could have reached out and lunged and grabbed them. But the way they made it inside to me was a little weak and everything else. But when that happened in there, you know, even again, cowboy monster, he was dealing with Fatima. You think that's another reason why it would be something dealing with him again, right? So when we looked at all that and I put all that together, I thought there would be Fatima. So again, I got the screaming of both people. I got the screaming of Sarah because I don't think it could be any other person. I think it has to be these two. And when you listen to the screaming of Sarah, and again, I lay it down to you straight up. Why do I think that it's Sarah? And why would it be Sarah? Again, Sarah is the only person in there that talks to the people that are captured. I think people forget about this. And I've made this theory up when it first came out, and I told you from the beginning, the show first came out, because you know that not a lot of YouTubers covered this show for season one. That's facts, right? Few of us did. You know, Perp Minded, myself, few covered it in season one. Now season 2, everyone jumped on it, and that's fine. And I'm happy for it because the show deserves respect. It deserves the coverage. It deserves the fan base. But when I came up with the alien theory in season 1, no one in Reddit, no one anywhere was even thinking about that. In fact, people still laugh at me to this day when I made up that theory. But I said it from right then. Sarah is talking to a group of people that are captured. They said specifically that they want to go home too. When they told her to kill the boy, the reason why she did it, she said it was because they said everyone, including them, could go home if she killed the boy. Now, I think that she got it wrong because the only boy around was Ethan, and I do believe they mean the boy in white. And I think that's who they're talking about, the boy in white. So these people that are talking to Sarah, these are the ones who talked to her that was watching Father Kotri when he came in and he buried the bag. He's seen it. They seen it, and then they forced Sarah to draw the picture of it so that she can prove to him that they are real. Because he thought that she was losing her mind, like she was talking to herself and shit, right? So she wanted to prove to them that no, I'm not talking to myself. They wanted to prove to him that this is real, and this is the only way they could do it. So again, we have a group of people that are there, Sarah and everyone else that's being held, that's being forced there. But there's also a second group of people, right? And they are also the people that turn on the jukebox inside of the diner. They're the ones who do that. And that's the only way they've been trying to communicate because Sarah's the only one they've actually been able to talk to all the time that they've been there. All right. I also think that these aliens that are being held captive are the reason that Jade came in there. When they say that 2 cars come in there, they say it's not supposed to happen that way. It's always 1 car. So you have the people that they are meant to be there, but then there's people like Jade who got brought there. All right. And again, when they brought Jade there, what did they do? They told Sarah that she had to kill Toby. They told her she had to kill Toby. Toby had to die. Now, why would they want Toby to die? It wasn't until Toby died that Jade started taking this shit seriously. That Jade started saying, wait a second, something is actually going on. So I think those people, the aliens, wanted Jade in here. Now, why would they want Jade in here? I think that the quantum algorithm that Jade came up with in the future is what develops a wormhole technology that allows the human beings to capture these aliens. And they need Jade to come in here, the person. Now, you could think of it like a Terminator situation when they went back in time and they found the black dude, and he was the one who was almost responsible for all this. Same situation with Jade. And again, I made this theory up a long time ago. You could check the videos and everything else. And that's what's going on. So that would be the reason why they would want to capture Sarah, because they know that once they figure out that those people can talk to Sarah, then they would want to prevent Sarah from talking to them, right? They would want to stop that. So Sarah would, to me, would be target number 1. They would have to take Sarah out. Sarah is the first person we see in this show. When we show it, it's Sarah. We see Sarah walking. It's not a coincidence. That's the first person that we see. Sarah is extremely important. Now, if it is Sarah and the voice does sound like Sarah, I don't think that you can kill Sarah. I don't think Sarah is going to die. I don't see that happening whatsoever. I think she's way too important of a character for them just to take Sarah out right now. And I don't think it makes as big of an impact. Now, again, when we look at the person in the cart being carried, I don't think that is the same person that's in there. I thought so in the beginning from the initial thing, but after watching it over and everything else, it's a good possibility that it's not. Because if that is Sarah that's screaming in there, and that's what I believe it to be, then Sarah doesn't have that connection to Jade. The fact that Jade is also pulling that cart has to mean that that person in that cart means something to Jade as well as to Boyd. That would not just have Jade doing that. He's the type of guy that we've seen in this show that don't give a fuck about no one but himself. He's always been that way. This person has to mean something, to him in order for that to go down. You know what I mean? There's no other way for that to go down. People saying they want to call in. I'll put the call-in number up again if anyone wants to call in. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. All right. So calling number is up on the screen again. If anybody does want to call in, we'll leave it at 251-829-0048. 518-290-0848 is the call. Let's go through some of these things right now. What people are saying here. Percy says Sarah could also be getting punished for switching sides. I don't think she's ever switched sides. See, so I think you're not. I don't think people you understand what I'm trying to say here. There's two set of people that are being captured: the aliens and the humans, which are Boyd and them and Sarah, and then there are the people who are holding them hostage, the ones that Martin says they're coming. Oh my God, they're coming right now. So I don't think Sarah was ever on the sides of those people. She's only been on the sides of the aliens who told her to kill this dude, to kill now I forget his name, Toby, and to kill the boy. So I think that's what it is. So I don't think that she's ever been on the side of that and everything else. Carlaway has got the call-in number up in the chat, which is great. The next thing I'll talk about real quick, I have a new background, as I'm sure y'all could see. I've upgraded my background. Does anyone, is it good? Do y'all like the background? It looks better. Any advice for the new background? Anyone think it should be something else? I mean, or is it good the way it is and everything else? If you like it, then let me know in the comment section and everything else. We'll see him. Mary Hell says, I'm glad you recognize it's Sarah's voice. You got to put the capital Sarah in there. Listen, I am not someone who will say something and then stick to that, even though I think that it's not the truth. Right. So in the beginning, I explained my whole thing. I did think it wasn't until I had to put the video and put the voices together that I seen that it was and that was that I had to do that. You know what I mean? So it wasn't until then. I'm not one of these people that will stand by. If you're wrong, you gotta say you're wrong. And it seemed like I was wrong with that. I think it was valid, me thinking it was Fatima. Everything I said, I thought was valid, but I'm not just going to stand on that hill when that hill is not what it is. I have to come clean and say, this is what it is, who I am. Couldn't be anything else. And people are saying that they like the things and everything, that the background, all that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it and everything else. It's the night red light district. Well, I wanted it to be, I'm usually on the night and stuff like that. So I didn't want to dine in the daytime. I wanted to dine her at night, and everything else and all that. He said, I love the diner. Maybe we could switch up your girlfriend. No, we can't. She's here to stay. She's part of this stream. She's rocking with me. She about that life. I can't get rid of my girl. I can't get rid of that girl. Now, again, call up if you have anything you want to ask me. I agree with you. His theory is very solid. So I'm going to come clean tonight. I am behind the whole thing. It's me. 100%. You know what I mean? I said she looked like she take like it rough. Yes, she does. She likes it real rough. And wow, that's why I'm the man for the job. She likes it really rough, and and that's how she takes it, and that's what she gives. And she's open to everything. Nothing I could ask her, and she won't do it. She does it all. She about that life. That's what you got. That's a good girl right there. It's a good girl. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Very hard again. I know, Tony, you're the only channel that's worth watching. Oh, thank you so much. I truly agree with you. No, I am sure there are other channels that have have good opinions too and everything else. But I truly appreciate the comment and everything else. But I'm not going to disagree with you on that. But again, I think there are other channels that you could check out too that give everybody a chance to shine. It's one big community. That's what we try to be out here, right? I try to be because listen. I look at like other channels, like Jet channels. I'm a New York Jets fan, of course, and I look at the Jets channel. All those Jet channels, they all go on each other's channel and they're all friends. None of them ever hating on each other because someone's getting more views or someone like that. And I just think that it's amazing that they were actually able to do that. Coming from the Game of Thrones community, that was never the case. It still isn't the case. It's a very cliquey group. They would definitely won't fuck with you if they don't want to fuck you. They definitely would try to get you boxed out of things. And that's just the truth. That's just the way it is. Bullet saying, finally caught the live. What up, Bullet? How are you? Thank you for riding. What up to the Cakester who rides up in the building, rocking with us right there. Miss you, Cakester. So glad you can make it and everything else. Yeah, Mr. Freeman, I appreciate you. I appreciate you 100%. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you. So, Kelly Johnson, thank you for the super chat. T, when was the last Bridge 4 sighting? I spoke to Bridge 4 last week, actually. I think it was last week. Last week I spoke to him on the phone. From downtown, thank you for the super chat. What do you think Elgin's premonition means? So I always thought that when him seeing Fatima trying to drown him, and I do believe that that's Fatima trying to drown him in the pool, I always thought that Fatima was going to die, and her death would bring on the flood. Like something about when she dies is going to trigger the flood for some reason. And then that's how the flood will take place, because it's always associated with water. Her body looks washed out when she's putting in there. So I think that when Fatima dies, that if somehow it's going to trigger the flood somehow. That's where I think it's going to be, like right when she dies, the flood's going to take place for whatever reason. So that is what I think it's going to be. Tima says, I have a theory about who's in the car, but I know you're gonna. Why don't you call up and say it live? Why don't you do that, huh? You call up and say, you may not, I have a theory. Again, we got a call. Let's take this call. Let's see who this is. Could be a hater. Let's see.
Call from
Chicago-made gaming media.
There we
to
go.
accept, press 1.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don Tony Teflon.
Yo, what's up, man? Hey, I have a couple of things that I wanted to ask you about the people on the stretcher or the wheelbarrow that they're pulling.
Yep.
Now, you guys think it's Sarah?
No, I don't think it's Sarah. I think that she's skinny, but I think she's got a little height to her, and I think she has bigger feet than that.
Okay. See, because I was doing a little research of my own, just by just watching the videos, and it seems like the most likely candidate it's going to be is either Tabitha. Believe it or not, I think they might find her body.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's not Sylvia. What's that other girl's name? Fatima. I think it's Fatima.
All right. I could see it being either. So Tabitha is very likely. When I looked at that foot and I looked at it close up, all right, that back ankle is broke.
Looks broken, correct.
It's broke,
yeah,
right?
It
so it would, if she
had white gym shoes on as well.
Yeah, if she fell from that height, if she fell from that height, realistically, there would be nothing but chopped meat left of her, right? Because if you looked at how high that tower is, it's above the tree line, like way above the tree. Like it's almost in the clouds the way they show it, right? So realistically, she would be nothing but chopped meat. But for the show purposes, I could see if she fell that could be her body that they find up in there. And it would make sense when they did it, because that would be a reason why Jade would be pulling it, because he would be sad if Tabitha died. Now, whoever's calling, just call right back after I get off this call, and then I'll take it. But go ahead.
Oh, but yeah, definitely. I agree with that 100%, especially because Victor had just a look on him that turned into kind of like a sad kind of look real quick when he seen them roll the barrel. Yeah, that's pretty much that's what I had in mind. The other question I wanted to ask you is, now we got, if she's out either at a different level or somewhere else. Obviously, she's out of the first level of Fromland.
Okay.
Now, if they find Tabitha's body, that means that Victor's mother is the one that actually left, and Eloise is out there nowhere to be found.
Yeah. So what I think happened is this. I put this in the video. Maybe you have not seen it. So I think that what happened was that Victor's mom left. Eloise followed her. The guy who went crazy, I do believe the guy who went crazy, he was the guy he used the puppet, was his puppet. That's why Victor remembers him. It was his puppet. He used to do the puppet for the kids and his sister and them. And he liked them because of that. Then he went crazy, started killing everybody. His mom says, I have to go save the kids. She leaves. Eloise follows behind. I think that guy follows her, catches up with her. She pushes Eloise into the tree, and then she gets killed out there. Eloise makes it out, and Eloise is inside that hospital with her. That's what I believe.
Okay, that's exactly what I thought too. But wouldn't that debunk you finding Tabitha's body out there?
Yeah, I think
not Eloise's body.
Yeah, I don't think that Victor and them would have ever looked for Eloise's body because no one knew where the lighthouse was. So her body could have been out there and rotted away after all this time, right?
That's true. I mean, I guess that's a possibility, but
because
make it a point.
Because it's going to come down to the point, but I'll continue. I got to take another call. But yeah, call back. I appreciate the call. Call back. I have to take this other call if you can.
No problem.
All right, my brother. Peace.
All right.
Yeah, because listen, I'm telling you, and let me just say, Luna just gifted 10 memberships to people out there, right? That is 50 bones, bro. That's $50 worth of membership she just gave to everybody out there. So whoever got that membership, please give a shout out. And everyone in the chat, give a shout out to Luna Cascade for being so nice to gift these memberships, because that is the best thing you could do. And I truly, truly appreciate it, 100%. So whoever got a membership because of Luna, show her some love, man, for real. You know what I mean? Without a shadow of a doubt. All right. So the way it would be if it's Tabitha in the cart, right? It would be like this. And I said it. Jim's daughter is going to ask where their mother is. Oh my God. We got another making it rain in here. That's another $50 in the memberships. Ryboy just gifted 10 more memberships. This is so generous. Thank you so much. Let me take this call.
Call from
Theries.
To accept, press 1.
What's going on? You rocking with the Don Tony Teflon.
Hey, this is Heath.
What up, Heath? You got to make sure the background is turned down so I can't hear myself. And let's go, baby.
I turned everything off.
All right, let's go.
I love you, and you ain't shit.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
That's my family. That's what they do. They say, I love you, and you ain't shit. So,
I appreciate
it. Dude, I rock with you. I put all my money on you, but you ain't shit.
That's money well spent, brother. Money well spent.
Right.
Put your money on the Don. Trust me, man. I'm right I'm right on these things. I don't just say them. This is say them. I say because I know I'm right. And you know what I mean? It's the way it's gonna go.
All right. It's a J. Heath. I'm rocking with you till I die.
As you should. Because you rock, you know the song, baby, right? I'm from Queens, New York. As time goes by, and eye for an eye, we in this together, son. Your beef is mine. As long as the sunshine can light up the sky, as time go, we in this together, son. Your beef is mine. If you got my back, I got yours, and that's it. And that's just the bottom line. You ain't gotta worry about it. I got you.
That was poetic as fuck. I like it.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Once I figure out what that means, I'm gonna call you back and be like, damn, Tony. And can I say one thing?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
His name is Victoria Greyjoy, not Victoria Greyjoy.
Listen, I mess up all those Game of Thrones names, man. I'm known for that shit, and I call them what I want to call them. Goddamn, man. George R. R. Martin calls Brienne, right?
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
I deal with him on a separate level. I deal with you on your level. I deal with George R. R. Martin on his level.
Okay. All right.
All right, but his name is Victoria.
All right, brother. Hit me back. I gotta take this next call.
All right.
One love. Yeah, whoever was he called back. And let's say Rye Boy again. Right here. 10 more. That's 20 memberships we just got right now. Shout out to Rye Boy and everyone who's now a member. I gotta pull it up on the phone now and look up and see who the new members are. I gotta look this up real quick. 1 second. They make it so hard for you to find your own live streams. My channel, my home, my channel. Come on. All right, here we go. All right, get rid of that. Let's see if we could go back and say, if it was telling me all the people now who are members. Shit. This goes. I gotta go slow on it. Here we go. New members. Bigger Ford Entertainment. James Trot. James Trot. Miss T. Laura Butler. Miss C. Carmen Serene. Les Grossman.
Call from
downtown 296.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
We'll take it. What's going on? You're rocking with the Don Tony Teflon.
What's up, Tony T? What's going on?
Well, another day, baby. What's going on with you?
Not much, man. Not much. Just chilling. I had a quick question to ask you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Do you think we'll get new people in season 3?
New people as in that will be trapped into the town? No, but I think we will get new people dealing with Tabitha. So I think you'll have new people like that, in the outside world. I do think we'll get Eloise. Maybe she comes back. People like that, I think we're dealing with her. But as for the people inside, I don't know if we're going to get any new people stuck in the town.
Right. Like no new people showing up, like how the bus pulled.
Yeah, no. I think we got our fill until they get rid of some of these people. The quotas.
Yeah, because some of them, that makes sense. Because some people have to be killed off for new people to show up. That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's what I think. I don't think there'll be any new people like that in there. I think they got their fill, and they got the cast. Can't you got to look at it casting. How many people can they have in this cast? How much money does this budget have? They just brought in a bunch of new actors, so to bring in more would just be. And what purpose would they serve? They need to get rid of these people first before they bring in new people.
Right, because we got a lot of people now we don't know their stories.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Yeah. Okay. And let me throw this one at you right quick. I was thinking, like in the car, that might be. Do you think they probably found Victor's mom's body? That's why he was looking so fearful standing on the porch. Maybe it's somebody close to him.
No, it wouldn't be. It'd be way too. He's found his. He said he's seen his mom's body. When he looked down at the spot, he said he found his mom dead there, right?
Oh, right. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you answering my questions, though, bro. Keep doing your thing.
I appreciate
I'm a new subscriber, new member, so. I'm rocking here with you till the wheels fall off, man.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. Keep rolling with me, man. We're gonna be here every week doing this. We're doing it for years now. You know what I mean? So we're gonna be here until we don't need a trailer to be talking this. We talk this anyway.
Right. Because unlike other people, I just found from like maybe 6 months ago,
All right.
and I watched season 1 and 2 within 2 days. And I watched season 1 and 2 within 2 days. Like, and I looked up and I still had the same clothes on, hadn't showered. I was like, man, what? Like, I just couldn't pull away from the TV. I just couldn't pull away from the TV. And then my cousin, he's a barber. He the one put me on it. So he was like, yeah, I watched 1 and 2 in like 2 days. And I was like, man, when is season 3 coming out? He was like, man, I don't know. This was like 6 months ago. I was like, nah, they can't leave me hanging like that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just stay tuned and stay rocking with the Teflon Don and, keep rocking with everybody in the chat. We're going to hold it down till season 3 starts, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I truly appreciate it. Call back, man. Call back.
Okay, Tony. All right.
All right, one. That's what I'm talking about. I know that's feeling. Just sitting up in there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God. Look at this. Shaquille Robinson just gifted 10 more memberships. We have 30 new members right now. I mean, if you came on this stream, the 195 people that are here right now, 30 of y'all who weren't already members are now members. That means the world to me. Listen, you can super chat me and send me dough like that and all that, but the memberships is what means more than anything. And because you're looking out for your people, man. You're looking out for the family out there, and that's what I truly appreciate. We just dropped another one. Make that chat green. Everybody give a shout out to Shaquille Robinson for rocking with doing that and everything else. Truly appreciate it. Welcome new members. Now you got your talisman. Now you got access to all the emojis and everything else. You know what I mean? With the Don, who was the one coming in here putting the emojis out there doing all that? It's a Don did that, man. It's a Don who put that up in there, right? You got your emojis and everything else and all that. And again, who's the one who has other people from other channels, no matter their subscriber count? I ain't one of these people. You like the show and you have a channel about the show. Who puts people on? The Don will have you on it. I've done that multiple times. I'm known for that. That's what I do because I'm about this fromly. Like, I don't just say it. I mean it. Let's take this call.
Call from
Tima.
To accept, press 1.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don, Tony Teflon.
Hey, Tony, it's Tima.
How you doing?
I'm great. So, okay, I have a theory of who's in the cart.
Let's go.
Okay, I think it's Tabitha.
Okay.
For a couple of reasons. One, usually when the monsters tear somebody apart, they always rip off one of their legs. That person has both of their legs.
Do they really do that?
The shoe.
Do they really rip off one of the legs? I'm thinking about it now. Let me think about it real quick. The little girl, she had an arm ripped off. I don't know about the leg, but I know the arm was definitely ripped off. The bartender, I'm not
His
sure.
legs was gone.
Maybe you're right. I'm not sure about maybe that's the case. Usually the thing I see about them is that they have their chest cavity ripped open. And then
even the guy in the box, his legs was gone.
Okay.
One of his legs.
Okay. All right. So I think maybe you're onto something here. All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Okay. And she's missing a shoe.
Uh-huh.
As if he would have fell off the tower. So, her shoe could have came off.
100%.
And Victor's looking upset because he let her over there. Now he's going to be blamed for why she's dead.
All right. So I think it goes like this. I think that if this is the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's Tabitha, this is what I think it is right now. I'm gonna do a poll in a second. I think it goes like this. Jim's kid, oldest daughter, is gonna say, "Where the hell is mom?" Jim's gonna go ask Victor, because he knows she was with Victor. Boyd will probably be there. What happened to Tabitha? All right. He's got to say, I told her to go into the bottle tree and to take her to the tower. Boyd knows about the lighthouse because he's seen it from a distance. They both go through there. Or Boyd goes through there because he says, listen, it's not safe. I need you to stay with your children. Let me go. Boyd goes in there, finds the body, brings the body back. Jade sees him and they told her, and that's why he tows her back in there, because he's coming all the way from the lighthouse. That's how I would think it would go if that's the case.
Exactly. Now, the only reason it could not be that
Okay.
is because Jade has a beard. It's snow on the ground, so it might be some time past. I don't know how long, but that could be the only reason, unless they found her later.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if the time passes the beard because every season they've ever done, it's continued exactly from where they left off. Right. That's what they've done. I mean, right from it. They didn't show Boyd run off with the dogs, not to pay that off. Right? They got to pay that off. They're not going to just show all that stuff and then all of a sudden say 2 months later. Right? They're not going to do that. So it's going to be them. Jade last season grew his beard out from first season, right? And he was in the same exact position he was the first season. When you came back season 2, his beard was extra long. So I think it's the same situation that either the actor just wants his beard long and he likes it like that, and the showrunner's like, "Go do what you want to do." And I think, or they told him intentionally to keep the beard out because Boyd's beard's exactly the same. His beard ain't no longer, but Jade's is. So I think it could just be the actor's choice to have his beard long.
Yeah. Well, that's my theory.
Well, I think it's a great theory. Listen, you saying I wouldn't agree with that. I totally think when I looked at that foot close, that ankle is busted. You know, that ankle is tore up. So it could definitely be her body. Hello?
That's what's up.
All right. There it is. Anything else?
No, that's it. Thanks, Tony.
No, thank you. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. Call back anytime.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, I don't know the number to call from, you know what I mean? But yeah, it does look like, listen, if it's not her, it could be Fatima. You know what I mean? 100%. But that, charming lady, she says, I don't know, that feet seems too fat. I feel like it's a man's body. It could be. But what man is big like that? Hold it. Let's take the score.
Call from
Rose.
To accept, press 1.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don, Tony Teflon.
Hi, this is Rose from Brooklyn.
What up, Rose? 1 second, Rose. 1 second. We just got another 10-member gift from CA 1983. Listen, this is amazing. It's the most ever on this channel. Thank you so much. Thank everybody. Like almost everybody here watching is a member of the channel. That's for showing up. That's what it is. Everybody shout out CA 1983. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. Keep that chat green. Keep the chat green. Let's go. All right, let's go, Rose.
I have a question in regards to the faraway trees. I started watching the show probably like 5 months ago.
Okay.
My friend thinks that the tree that's blocking the road is a fallen faraway tree.
100%.
I don't think so.
100%.
But I have a question as to if each faraway tree goes to a different place.
So what I think it's all right. So when you looked at with when the first they started talking about the faraway trees, Victor says that they all go random places. But when he was with Ethan, you seen him sign the rock and put the rock in the faraway tree. Well, and then that rock fell down and he showed him the rock with the face on it. Well, if it was random, how did he know that rock was going to fall down there? Right? I mean, that's why he did it, to prove to him. So it can't be random. They're not random. That's number one. And then we get the bottle tree that goes to that one specific spot. Now, the other tree that was behind Colony House that he put Julie in, she went somewhere, and the one that Boyd and Sarah went in went to 2 different spots. So I'm sure that they could go to different spots, but I don't think it's that as random as they're trying to make it. Number 2, they're not actually trees. They're really just, in my opinion, they're just transportation devices, like wormhole devices that are masquerading as trees.
Gotcha. Okay. I figured they were some sort of portals of some sort, but I was just wondering if you went to the same tree, like with 2 different people, would they end up in the same place?
Well, we haven't seen it. I mean, we've seen it. We haven't seen it yet. right? Because we've seen Victor go in the tree, and he went where the monsters were at, and then the daughter went into the place where Victor was young, and he was hiding in that cubbyhole where Jay was. And we've seen Tabitha. I mean, we've seen Sarah and Boyd go to two different spots too. The only time we've seen people go to the same spots that we know of is the bottle tree with Tabitha that's gone to that same spot. But I don't think it's all as I don't think it's random. I think whoever's behind it is pushing these people into these spots.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. That's all my questions.
Well,
Also, I love your channel.
Thank you so much for calling. Call back anytime.
Yeah, you too. Right.
Peace. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Listen, we got memberships gifted. I can't even count. I mean, we got 40 new members in here right now. We got over 200 people watching right now. What's going on? From downtown, 296. Thank you for the super chat. If it's Tabitha, the explanation for the hospital scene, is that a dream? If so, whose dream is it? All right, so don't know if it would be a dream if it's Tabitha. I think we have to start looking at these people. If this is Tabitha's body, then we have to start looking at these people as some type of avatars that are inside of this place, that their real physical body isn't there, and their avatar is stuck there. And it would have to be a situation like that. I mean, I can't see it being anything else. You know, the boy in white is an avatar for somebody. Victor is an avatar for Victor. You know, all these people could be laid up in that hospital. I would say the best way I could say is with some type of virtual reality headset on, you know, like some Inception shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Inception, when you were able to go inside the dreams in Inception and everyone can be in the same dream as long as you were connected to that machine, right? It could be a situation like that. Thank you, Jason H, for gifted another membership for Teflon TV. Let's see, can we count all these right now? We got 10, 20, 30, 41 new members right now. 41 new members, man. Come on. That is amazing. We get to 100 likes. Fernandez T says 5 gifted subs. Hit the likes. We have over 200 people in there. We can't get to 100 likes. That's a little sloppy. Come on. Let's get there. And we got 5 more members. Soon everyone here is going to be a member of the Teflon family. That's what we want. We want everyone to be a member of this family. And that's what it is and everything else. So yeah, I think a baby girl said she made. Thank you for making it. We are glad that you did. We're able to make it. We're glad that you're here. Phil, I don't know what Phil's at. Phil could join anytime he wants. Shim says, congratulations, new members. I hope to be one. You will be. Just keep sticking around and keep commenting. I think when they gift the memberships, it goes to the people who make the most comments and it works its way down. And the people who are around, that is the way they give the memberships out. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. Phil is a member of that. Is he watching? He get blown up? And they made him a member. It catches people because you could be lurking in the background and then you get made a member and we expose you. We expose you. Phil could come on. You know, Phil already knows. I don't have to say nothing like that. Let me see if I could find. Let's see. I have to refresh this page so I could see if I can call out. So I could call out some of these new members. Let me see if I can get to them. New member. Aisha Harris is now a member. Keep going. It won't go up past that. It just says gifted 10 memberships, but it won't show it. Oh my God. Nose is itching. I'm gonna sneeze in a second. All right, let's just keep going. But thank you everyone who's here rocking with us again. Don Tony Teflon. We got the swanky new background going on here, right? We upgrade. We upgrading. We upgrading. You know what I mean? And everything else. We still going. Oh, yeah, that's right. You got to opt in to receive gift. Yeah, that's right. You have to opt in to receive gifted memberships. You have to be opted in. You have to be allowed that to happen. And listen, people say I love the new background. Thank you so much. You know, it's been a long time coming, this background and stuff. And don't worry, we're gonna have other backgrounds for other television shows, but you know, we had to do the From one first and everything else and get that popping. But we're gonna have one for House of the Dragon. We're gonna have a standard one for Teflon TV for all the shows. Well, we're gonna have one. Don't worry, we gonna keep it moving, man. We ain't gonna stop. We're gonna keep going bigger and better. You know, may even make another one for next season and just have different everything else. Charming lady, you got a question? Let's go. I have a question. Can anyone explain if the creatures have persuasive abilities because they seem to alter people's sense of seriousness? Oh my God. We have 10 more gifted memberships from Wolf Spear. Wolf Spear just gifted 10 more memberships. We are making it rain up in this motherfucker right now. I make it rain. I make it rain. I make it rain on you hoes. I make it rain. I make it rain. Time down. All the girls want me. Hoes in the club. All them hoes want to know me. You got money, just throw it in the air. Woo. All right. We gonna put that back on. Let's take Charming Lady's question right here. Oh my God. Wolf Spear. Everyone shout out Wolf Spear, especially as someone who's got to go up in there and all that. All right. Yes. They do have the ability to somewhat persuade you to do what they want you to do. It does seem like that is the case, that they have some type of manipulative when they talk, because there's a reason why they tell you don't look at them, right? They say keep the blinds down, cover all the windows. You can't look at them because you can fall into a trance by looking at them. That is why they have all that. So 100% they do have that ability. That's why you're not supposed to be looking at it. Fernandez T just dropped 5 more memberships on us right now. Come on, man. Come on, man. Welcome all new members to the Teflon TV family. This is the family here, right? I'm the boss of this family. It's the family. We got Consigliaries, that's Phil the Issues guy. We got the underboss, that is Bridge 4. You know what I mean? And all y'all members in here, all capos up in this piece right now, rocking with us and everything else. Truly appreciate it that you're all rocking with us, the Teflon Don family here. House Teflon, baby. We in this building, man. Thank you so much for everything. This is just amazing. I never could ever expected having all these members. Now I have enough to make a whole shit ton of new emojis, and I'm going to. I'll do that tomorrow. I'll make a whole bunch of them for everyone. This is amazing. We got Raven watching from Australia. That is great. We also got Carla Way from Australia. Maybe Raven and Carla Way are close to each other. No, it's a big ass continent. That's just so crazy. You know, you say that like we got Tony Teflon watching from the United States, or maybe someone else is in there. But Carla Way is from Australia. Raven from Australia. Yeah, over there and all that. That is what's up. You know what I mean? You know, I'm just a low. Nah, you're not that. You're not. We all capos up in here. Y'all capos. You know what I mean? Y'all capos. So we saying that. New Orleans is in the house. Kenny's mom could die. People like her, but she's not trying to solve the puzzle. I don't think it's her job to solve the puzzle. I think it's her job. Listen, she's more mole candidate. And Hannah is in there too from Australia. We got a bunch of people up in there. A bunch of she's Ravens on the Gold Coast. She's in Abadella, and Hannah is up in there. Aussie reunite. You know what I mean? I got Callie in the building. Everyone's up in there. I made up a thing back in the day called Rep Your Hood. Like at the end, before I would go, I'd have everybody rep their hood and everyone shout out with it from. I think we're going to bring that back. After I did that, a whole bunch of people copied it and started doing it. But we used to always say that we're going to go back to repping your hood at the end of the stream before we go off and everything else and all that. All right. Anyway, Kenny's mom would be mold material for me. Like she's more of a mole. You know what I mean? Like she controls the food. She's cooking for people. You know what I mean? She's over there. She's putting the mushrooms in the tea. When we had her on the channel, she came. Beautiful woman. came on the channel, rock with the Don, Tony Teflon, Fill the Issues guy on the Escaping From podcast. That's the after show that we do. And, she said she was playing around with the mushroom tea. She was about to, she didn't say it was crazy. She was like, oh, yeah, the mushroom. Because, listen, if you want people here to know something, and stuff like that, or you don't want to get to them, put that mushroom in there, man. Tima, new member. Thank you for being a new member. 100% appreciate it, man. We up in here. NC USA repping Teflon TV. My whole family from North Carolina, so I appreciate that. My whole family, my whole mom's side of the family, 5 aunts, 6 uncles on my mom's side, all my cousins out there. If you know them, they're the Allen family. I am a Black Hawkins. If you know the Hawkins family, the Black Hawkins family from North Carolina, and we a bunch of Black Hawkins out there. I am in that Black Hawkins family. You know what I mean? So, representing always down south in North Carolina. In fact, when I retire from New York, I have land out there. I'll be moving down there to Roaring Rapids and moving out there. I'm putting a house on my land and everything else out there. So I'll be out there too. You know what I mean? That's what it is. All right, Unicorn. Again, call in. We want to hear from you, hear your voice. Unicorn, do you think they'll have a food shortage? 100%. I think they already started dealing with the food, right? They already had problems with the food last season, so it's only going to get worse, especially when you're dealing with the snow. And now, because again, it has been summertime there for over 50 years straight, right? Since Victor's been a kid, he's 50 years old now, I think he said in the show. So you say 40-something years straight of summer that there has been there, and now all of a sudden the weather's changed. So you've been able to grow crops and do everything else out there all this time. Now you're not going to be able to do that. So 100% there's going to be a food shortage, and once the food gets short, then that's when the rats come out. Because in all honesty, you might have to start cannibalizing people if how bad it gets. You gotta start eating motherfuckers. All right, I mean, I'm being honest. When it comes to survival of the fittest, you got to cut somebody's ass off and eat it. And listen, that's the way it goes, man. That's just what it is. You got to yellow jacket that bitch. You got to yellow jacket that bitch. Birdie is saying, do you think that you aliens are behind? Yeah, yes, I think that the aliens are definitely involved in this whole situation. I don't know if they're behind it, but I will say that 100% that I think they're being held captive by aliens. So it's either the aliens are holding everyone or the aliens are being held captive. And I think the twist would be, it'd be too easy to say the aliens are behind it. So I think the better twist would be that the aliens are being held captive. I don't have to think that. It's not me. Again, y'all, when I came up with the alien theory, y'all come to me and you say, Tony Teflon, it's whole alien theory. It's not me. I didn't say that. Expert told me.
We have all sorts of stories, mythologies, legends that could be interpreted as gods, who in reality were misinterpreted extraterrestrials.
And that's I gotta go with the expert. That's it. I gotta go with the expert. There's nothing else I can do about it. What can I say? What's the number to call in? Can someone please put the call-in number in the chat? Can I put the call-in number in the chat? Because someone put it up there for in the chat from. Do you know what I mean? That's it. Because I went there and I said, watching the show from, what's going on here? What's controlling this whole situation?
Extraterrestrials.
I said, if anyone is behind this, who's behind this?
Extraterrestrials.
I said, if there are going to be people in there that are being held captive, that are speaking to Sarah, who's doing it?
Extraterrestrials.
If they're able to have electricity without wires, who's able to provide that type of technology?
Extraterrestrials.
I can't help it that the experts have told me this, and I'm taking expert opinions. All right? Can't hold that against me. I'm just listening to the experts. That's what I do. Anyone put the number up in the chat. I can put the number on the crawl if people can't put it up in the chat. If you forgot it. let me put it up in the crawl on the bottom. It seems like I put on the crawl, no one sees it. So that up in there. So that's why it's better if it was in the chat. But let's put it up there right now. So on the bottom of the crawl. So if you want the number to call in, it's 518-290-0848. 518-290-0848. 518-290-0848. If you want to call in, that is the number. Thank you so much, Carlaway. Truly appreciate it. That you're here. You got our back. 100%. And all that. So yeah, definitely call in. We are here for you to hear from you and everything else. Raven 18 says this whole thing screams simulation, especially the way the power just manifests. It's because it doesn't exist. It's not that it doesn't exist. It could be that, right? It could definitely be that, right? So you can look at it two ways. It could just be, let's just say you were inside of a three-dimensional headset that actually looked real, and they had walls and the power, and it's just there for props. That's just what it would be. So definitely could say it like that. Or you could say that this whole place is just a big giant set, like a movie set that's just been set there, and they put everything in it and make it look realistic to have these people who are there, who are their actors that they have, think that this is what's going on. All right, we got a call coming. Let's take this call. Oh, 1 second. It's not letting me take this call. Oh, my bad. Pressing the wrong button.
Call from
Ladybug.
To accept, press 1.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don, Tony Teflon.
Hello, this is Ladybug from your chat. I always get your replays, but I don't really get this. My first time catching a live.
Well, I appreciate that you were able to catch it. Thank you so much for watching the replays after. I know sometimes they're 3 hours long, so that's a difficult task. So I appreciate it.
So I don't know if this really been addressed before, but my question is, do you think they stuck in like a comatose or a coma state? And, when they wake up after the monsters come get them, and, they wake up, it's like stuck in like a purgatory or like an in-between or a coma state.
All right, so it's not purgatory. I don't think they're dead, because they asked that question and Father Khatri answered that in season 1, right? Because they went there specifically and said that we survived the crash, and he said that many people came to him and he had time to perfect that. I think that was the writer's way to chop that out, but the new people would think that, and they wanted to get that one off the board. Now, if they're on some type of coma where they're, let's just say, a virtual reality headset, say they were in an accident and then taken from that hospital and now they're being experimented on and they're just all laid up in there, I could 100% see it going down like that. Especially if they find Tabitha's body in here, then that's most likely what's happening, that they're all just laid up somewhere in the outside room. You had Boyd's wife. Boyd's wife said, listen, everyone's in a nightmare and you have to die in order to get snapped out of it.
Yeah.
All right. And then maybe the guy who was stuck in there, who everyone thinks went crazy, realized that same shit too and started killing people because he knew that was the only way to get out of it. But to everybody in there, he looks like a fucking maniac because he's killing everybody.
Right. And they never showed, like, all the people that he killed, they never showed them waking up, or like when old girl died, she woke up, was it Tabitha, the wife?
Yep.
She woke up in the hospital. Yeah, they didn't show what happened to all of those people when Boyd's wife was killing people, and when the other guy started killing people. They didn't show what happened to any of them.
No, just they wouldn't show that because they're minor characters, because they're just showing it from the perspective of everybody being in there. You would have to have someone who's on the outside that we knew to see if that was actually true. And Tabitha is that type person. Again, the boy in white said to her, this is the only way, right? And the only way was to push you out the window and basically kill you to wake you up. And as soon as he did that, she woke up in the world she was at. So maybe that's what he meant. The only way to snap out, I have to push you out this window and kill you here so you can wake up in reality.
Okay. Thank you. Great talking to you. I'm glad I caught this live.
Great talking to you. Thank you for supporting the channel. 100% appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
Peace out. many people? I see your comment. What's it, people? Let's go through some of these super chats I got here. I got to take those real quick. The first one was that we didn't get a chance to get to was this one from downtown. Do you think the boy in white will meet his demise? 100%. Not this season, but the boy in white definitely is going to die. Again, Sarah said it. I don't think he's a boy. When she talked about the boy in white with Boyd and Kenny, she said, I don't think he's a boy. I don't think he's a boy either. I think he's the avatar of that old ass man that we see dressed in the boy in white's clothes. That's in the beginning of the trailer of the start of the show. And you also see that character's mouth is shaped like a raven. I don't think that's a coincidence. Nisha, then thank you for the super chat here. $5. I need an answer to who the voice over the phone was talking to Jim. Again, I can't tell you exactly who it was, but if that cowboy monster was that voice's avatar, it would not shock me. I think that voice over the phone is the people when Martin was saying they're coming back, they're going to be back. Oh my God, they're coming back. I think that's what, because I think they want you to believe that there's these big monsters that are holding this whole thing down, but it's not going to be that. It's going to be human beings human beings are always the real monster, right? When it all comes down to it. And I think that's what it's going to be. They want you to believe that there's some big Cthulhu type monster that's overseeing this whole thing. It's not going to be the case. It's going to be human beings are the monsters that are experimenting on other human beings using alien DNA, alien technology to do so. That's what I think it was. So the voice did sound Southern, though. Did have that Southern drawl. So if it was that cowboy monster, I would not be surprised there. Last super chat we got is from Downtown 296. Donna knows more than she's reeling. I think Donna's the mole. I think that they were right, Randall was right about her and everything else. I think Randall was right, and Donna is definitely the mole, but he went about it the wrong way, and they broke him, right? Again, you've seen them try to break both. That's what they do. They buck break your ass, right? When you fuck around in there and you get too big for your britches and you try to escape, they buck break you. And once they buck break you, then you just conform to life. That's what happened to Donna, right? Donna did it on everyone else. This guy now, I guarantee when you see Randall, he is buck broke. He's going to be on his P's and Q's. He's going to be mowing the lawn, shoveling snow. He's going to be about it.
Veronica. To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don Tony Teflon.
Hi, Don.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Who was this? I can barely hear you.
Veronica. Sorry, let me turn it up. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you. All right, what's going on, Veronica?
Oh, not much. So we're talking about the mole, right?
Yep.
I was thinking, you know how like the creatures are in the barn in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely don't think it's daytime. It's definitely nighttime. But what I'm thinking is that somebody set Boyd up.
Yes.
And lured him into that barn, and whoever else is in there with him, you know, and it's one of the residents. They lured him into that barn, knowing it was unsafe, to where the creatures could get to him. No talisman, you know, like it opened the door. So yeah, there's that's my theory. A mole, like, you know, a traitor. They definitely set Boyd up into, you know, letting the creatures get him in that barn.
All right, if you watch, I just put out a video. Hopefully you get to watch it. But in that video, I think that they capture Sarah first, and then they send word somehow that if you want Sarah back, Boyd, you have to come in there alone. That's what I think, and I think Boyd does it. I think that they capture Sarah, or whoever it is, whoever you want to say, and somehow they get word to Boyd and say, listen, you yourself specifically, because they specifically wanted Boyd, because as soon as he's in there, the guy says, you said this place couldn't break you. So they wanted Boyd. So it's not a coincidence that Boyd is there. They said, so I think that Sarah gets caught and they tell Boyd somehow, if you want her, you have to come here. And Boy goes out there because Boy's that dude from Brooklyn, New York. He that dude. And as soon as he does, they grab him up, and that's how he gets out there. That's what I think. But I could see it going down your way, that he goes out there on a hunch and then gets set up to go in there. But the fact that Sarah's in there and they have someone in there, I think he's going out there trying to be the hero.
Yeah, like, well, or a group of them and somebody that's with them, it gets manipulated the way Porn Stash did in season 1.
I gotta push back on the Porn Stash. He did that to himself. He did that to himself. That horny bastard. He looked out there and said, "This chick is hot," and for some reason he wanted to fuck this chick, because you seen the way he did not hesitate on kissing this chick. Like, he was about it. Not even like, "Hey, how you doing? Let me get to know you." He just straight up stuck his tongue down her mouth and was feeling her up right off the bat. You know what I mean? So he was just thinking with the wrong head. That's just the bottom line. I don't think it took a lot for Porn Stash.
Yeah, but maybe like with this other individual, they're making promises to them the way they, did with Sarah, like, kill the boy and you'll be free.
Yeah,
maybe
those are different. I was trying to I try to explain it. Those are different people talking to Sarah than any creature we have seen, because Sarah said specifically that these people are trapped also, like they're also being held trapped. So it's not the monsters that are doing it, and it's not the people holding them. It's somebody else there that's also being held trapped.
Oh crap! Okay, I need to rewatch. I need to do a rewatch.
Yeah, that's why I think those people are the aliens. They trap these aliens, and they're being trapped in there. And they're the ones who turn on the radio trying to communicate. But they said specifically, Sarah's the only one that they've been able to talk to since they've been there. And they told her, if you kill the boy, we can all go home. Not just you, they can go home too.
Yeah. But what boy they weren't talking about Ethan, right?
The boy in white. It's got to be the boy in white.
Oh, that's right. I think I did hear one of your shows and you talk about that. All right, man. I need to brush up on this before season 3 comes.
That's why we are here, right? This is what community is about. We are here. We are here to feed each other's can we call it a fetish or a habit, whatever you want to say, for the show, and kick things around until we see exactly what's going on here.
Exactly. Yes, and I appreciate you covering it as often as you do. You're the only one that does, and I appreciate that because it gives me something to look forward to, because I'm always looking for clues with this show.
I'm a from head just like everybody else. Like, they ain't crackheads, we from heads, and I'm a from head too. I'm a from head too. We all from. Maybe I'll make a shirt called From Heads. And
yeah. I'll definitely get one.
I'm gonna do that. I'm make a shirt, From Heads, because that's what we are. We all from heads, so that's it.
All right. Well, I appreciate you taking my call. Thanks so much.
All right, no doubt. Thank you. Please call back anytime.
For sure.
All right, one. We got a huge community. Now listen, if you see anyone else come out there with this From Head shirt, you know that they're watching the Don stealing his ideas about it. We gonna put the From Head up there. I get someone who can do some graphics for me so I can get these shirts going. I ain't got no shirts on my channel. I really want to get it going on and everything out. But we're gonna get it popping. We're gonna get the From Head shirts going. I promise you that. We're gonna figure this out and everything. Yeah, you're toast. Channel member says, so maybe the monsters are bad guys, but the boy in white is the big bad. Yeah, again, so Martin says it. He thought that the town was the bad part until he got to this shit. And he said, they are just the what do you call it, the tip of the spear, right? So they are just the monsters and the the tip, that they're the tip of the spear, but they're not the people holding the spear. There's the big bags that are holding the big bads that are holding the spear, and that's what we're trying to get to the bottom of. Who are these big bads holding the spear? And these monsters are just the tip of the spear, as they said. You know what I mean? So that's just the way it goes and everything else. Is there a line for? Yeah, there's a line for the call. We put the line, the number in the numbers in the chat for you to call up. Go ahead, please call up. We'd love to hear from you. You know the number. I gotta look it up. It's my damn number, and I don't know it by heart. But it's in the chat. Jackie C has just put it in the chat. Call the number up, and I'm here to talk to you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Listen, 518-290-0848 is the number. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. We all from heads. Yeah, we go with the from heads. We just created that right now. You're gonna do the from heads t-shirts and everything. All right. Let's take this call.
Call from.
What's going on, Captain? Baby Clay.
To accept, press
That
1.
was a
To
long
send a
name.
voicemail,
Let's
press
accept
2.
it. Let's accept it. What's going on? You're rocking with the Don Tony Teflon.
What's going on, my boy? Hey, look, I got two or three questions that maybe you got the answer to that I don't think nobody got the answer to.
Let's go. Let's see if I do.
Let's go. You remember on episode 2 when Sarah cut out Toby's tongue?
Yes.
What specifically was that for?
She had to make it look like the monsters did it specifically. That's what they told her to do. So when she killed them specifically to make it look like the monsters did it. The person who was talking to her, the aliens, whoever you want to say holding her, said to her specifically, you must kill them to make it look like the monsters did it. So they don't blame you. That's why you have to leave the door open so the monsters can get in.
Okay, all right. So do you think those same voices it was the same voices that Kenny's dad heard before he passed?
I do think that they are the same voices that Kenny's dad heard, but Kenny's dad could not transmute. Sarah's the only one they said specifically that had been able to communicate back with them. So I could see that Kenny's dad doing it 100%.
So basically, Kenny's dad was just either responding to something he heard or repeating something that somebody said.
Yes, responding to the voice that they heard, but not understanding that. Because people, again, they thought that Sarah was crazy, right? Father Kotri thought she was crazy. That's why those creatures made Sarah draw. They were able to possess her body and make her draw what was inside of his bag when he buried it to prove that they are real.
Okay. All right. Now, the spider situation, you remember I forgot which episode it was.
Yep.
But it was the spiders that was coming down on Boy on one episode when he went out the journey with Sarah.
Yep.
Do you think those are the same spiders that Ethan was referring to when he got his leg stuck in the RV?
I think that the spiders situation with Boyd is meant to be, it was bit Boyd to cure his Parkinson's disease. Because ever since he got bit, his hands never shook.
Right, fact. That's fact. But what I mean was when Ethan was stuck in the RV, he was claiming that him and his family went to the Lake of Tears.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you covered this on one of your videos or not. But he refers to seeing spiders coming down from the ceiling. I wonder, is that in reference to Boy getting the spiders coming down on him when Sarah and him went on the journey to find the tower?
It would make sense that it would be. When he was talking about when he woke up and he said I journeyed to the lake of to the Lonely Dragons place, and then when they show that, they show Victor, and he said he's seen all the drawings and everything else, saying that Victor's a lonely dragon. So the fact that they did that, I think that when that happened, the spiders didn't hit Boyd yet, so they couldn't show you that, right? but they could show you Victor. So I think that yes, 100% it could have been dealing with Boyd and the spiders.
Okay, so like I was watching it earlier today, and I said, that's crazy that I never connected the Ethan spider reference to the Boyd spider experience earlier on until this morning. I was like, yo, that's actually
and Victor
crazy.
drew a picture of giant spiders and water flowing down.
Fact.
All right.
Fact. And another thing, one last thing I wanted to mention was I noticed how Ellis was saying how when they went to rescue them, rescue the Jim and Tabitha, that hey, these tags have New York tags. Ain't these the same tags that Sarah is from? So I wonder if Jade and Sarah got deeper connection than what we think. And basically, I wonder if Jade and Sarah are related.
I don't know if they're related. I don't know. I think if they're taking them from different time, then you could say it. You know what I mean? But I would just think that I don't know. I couldn't say they are. I wouldn't throw it out. But I don't think we've seen anything concrete to say that they're related.
Okay, well maybe because the reason why I say that was the girl Christy, Christy the nurse. All of a sudden, her girlfriend shows up in the next season. So I'm like, do you have to know someone who has been in Fromland or is currently still in Fromland that in order for you to get there, you have to know someone that has been there or is there? You did what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that they brought her in there specifically to fuck with Kenny and not help him not get no ass.
So you think that was bait?
Are you 100%? I think everyone else in there is just a victim because they wanted her. They wanted her in there for a reason. They want her in there. And she just happened to be on the bus. Everyone who's coming there was driving in the car. She was on the bus, and everyone else on the bus is collateral damage.
But that's why I watch the channel, because I'll be trying to find the answer that I got a phone full of notes that I'm trying to keep up with, because I know they're giving us the answers to the show, but it's far-fetched.
Mm-hmm.
If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
they give you that,
and it's criminally underrated.
Yeah, I would say George R. R. Martin, when he writes his books, he gives you the answer, but doesn't give you the question. Right? He gives you the answer first, and then gives you the question asked after. So you already have the answer, but no one's asked the question, so you're not looking for it. Right? So that's how he writes his stories. So I think it's a lot of that going on right here. We have a lot of the answers, but the questions haven't been asked to a lot of it.
Right. And one thing I noticed, what you just said about no one is asking the questions, why is no one in this town fucking talking to each other?
I don't understand that either. It should have been from the beginning. They can get together and smoke weed and fucking do all that, but it should be a team meeting with the elders and like, listen, what happened to you? What were you doing? Let's write everything down on the big board and figure out what's going on, because there's connections to all this. We just can't see it. But if we have it down on paper, maybe we can look at. They have blackboards in there and everything else that they could be writing this shit on. So I don't understand why they haven't done it. But 100%, these people should have been talking.
You ain't never told a lie, because I don't understand why they ain't talking to each other. Like, y'all going through all this shit, and yet y'all have yet to say, hey, we was doing this and we was doing, like Jay still haven't told Jim about the symbols, about his visions, he really ain't got specific with no one about what he has seen yet. And I'm just like, why y'all not having these conversations?
Well, they say, Jade's tried to confront Victor multiple times. He's the only one. You know what I mean? He's the only. He's
about the cast, the dude, the pictures that he.
Yeah, he's the only one. Okay, they need to, and Boyd said it. Me and Victor gonna have to talk. Boyd said it, but they ain't done it. They should have been done that. That should have been done a long time ago.
I love this show so much that I can't wait till the fall. And I don't understand why we gotta wait till the fall. But hey, you know.
Oh, we gotta wait till it's all because of the actors strike and the writers strike. That's why. Because Boyd is from America, and even though those people from Canada, they could have went on, but Boyd's from America, so he's not going to be a scab and go across picket lines. So that slowed down everything, and that's the reason why. But the following season will not be that long, guaranteed.
Facts. Well, it's nice talking to you, brother. I'm gonna catch up, and I'm gonna follow you up on.
Appreciate it. Call back.
I noticed, man.
Call back anytime, brother. I appreciate you.
No problem, brother. Appreciate you.
Phil, the issues guys in the building. Phil, you coming on camera, or you want to stay behind the scenes? Well, he is in the building. Phil, he's got his microphone up. Phil, the issues guys is here. I gotta see if he wants to come on screen or he's gonna stay behind the scenes. I gotta figure that out. All this new background stuff, everything has to be. I have to set it up, do it before he comes in, and all that good stuff and all that. Anyway, besides that good stuff and everything, that is what it is. I know there was some questions that I missed. I know someone was just calling in and stuff. You call back. People like to call when people on the phone. Every time. People like to call and everything else. But Phil, you coming on camera or no? All right, wait, it's me. It's got to be. It's always me. I can't hear him, so that's me. 1 second. It's always me. I know. Every time that happens, it's me, and it is, as always. God damn it. All right, Phil, what's going on? What? I just fixed it. No, it should be good. All right, there you Phil, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? No, that was on me. I set up and I sat down at my desk, and I'm ashamed to say I didn't even realize my my mic cord wasn't plugged in. So that was all on me. And I would say keep it full screen for now, just because that background's so cool. We gotta.
I can when I put it on, you can come on. It'll still be there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, put me on there.
All right. Let's go. I have it set up. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
I set it up. I set it up prior.
Thank you.
So thank you for liking the back. I'm glad you like it.
Oh yeah, it's sweet. Definitely cool.
We've been talking about a lot of stuff, Phil, and a lot of people are saying that it's Tabitha in the cart. What are you thinking?
I mean, I thought it was interesting. A couple people that were putting out maybe it's her body, and maybe somehow some other part of her got out of there, and like the vessel that's left inside there could be her empty body. I don't know. I mean, one thing that we were talking about a little bit on Monday, I do think the cart person and the screaming person could definitely and probably is two different people. Mm-hmm. That's certainly possible. And Tony was like the Zapruder film with that screaming at the end there. He issued some experts. He had me throw it through an audio device to see if I could pull like the dialogue out of it. Oh, the only thing I pulled out of the scream, to go back to the scream for a second, and I meant to message you this, but it wasn't clear. I thought I heard the screaming voice say, I can't, or I'm something, I'm rowing, I'm something, something like that. I thought I heard, but that's me sort of Horseshack testing it a little bit, hearing what I want to hear in that moment. But it was hard to clear it up. But as for that being Tabitha, it's certainly possible. I tend to think that might just be a random body that they're carrying to show a passage of time moment, but it could be someone important as well.
Super chat from Sweet Swag. Thank you so much. Says, is Fatima's preg in the real world? Is the baby a porn? So it's hard to say that if it's in the real world or not. We just know that she can't get pregnant.
Yeah.
But somehow she is. That's what we know. So you could say, is she pregnant in the real world and now it's manifesting in this world too? If they're dealing with avatars, I think that's what it would be.
You know? Obviously, yeah, if this isn't a real world, then I doubt it would transition into the real world. But if this is an extension of the real world, probably. But both could be true. it could be pregnant in real life, and it could be a pawn that somehow they set that into motion because they want to steal the baby. They want to do some Vigo from Ghostbusters 2 stuff and put some consciousness or some V shit going on with like the half birth baby. Maybe that's not Ellis's baby. Maybe that the cowboy infected her with the cowboy birthing process at some point when he was looking. Maybe that scene that Tony and I both don't like. We were talking about it earlier a bit. As I was ninjaing in, and I got called out by getting a membership, which is awesome.
It was you.
Oh, I was totally new. I was watching the Celtics game and ninjaing in the background. Coming in later when the score's out of hand.
That's what they said and everything.
I got a membership. Thank you so much for making me a member. But yeah, so like that scene as well, where the scene you were talking about with Fatima screaming, that maybe they were doing something else there. They were impregnating her with some monster stuff. I'm making stuff up there, but I do think both could be true in that situation.
I agree 100%. There's no way to differentiate, to say it's different in any way. It could be anything dealing with that, right? So it can go both ways and everything else. That's just what it is. Now Phil can use his own emoji. That's right. Now you can.
Yeah, finally.
Now you can use your own emoji. You had to put the bridge for it up there and everything else. That is great. Let me talk about that again. You want to call, and you know the call-in number. Also, we were talking a little bit about the trailer and stuff. I would think that person on the cart has to mean something to Jade. Why else would Jade be pulling it, right?
Yeah.
It has to mean someone that means something to Jade. So the people that mean something to Jade would be Kenny's mother of top two, because he lives with them, right? And they took him in living there. So I would think he cares about them the most out of everybody else in here. Those are the two people he cares about most. After that, I would say he does have a little connection with Tab.
And I would say Fatima because she brings him weed.
Yes. We got another call. Let's see what it says.
Call from
Tracy.
To accept, press 1.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don, Tony Teflon, and Phil, the Issues guy.
Oh, hey, Tony. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing good. This whole Tabitha thing has got me thinking some things.
Okay.
Jade and Boyd may have found Tabitha's body. They were both out in the woods. Just like Victor found his mother's body out there. You know, I mean, they pointed that out, I'm thinking, for a reason. So maybe they found Tabitha's body. She's the one in the buggy. And possibly, like, we're thinking that maybe... Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, you.
Okay, so we're thinking that maybe Eloise is in the hospital, but what if it's Victor's mother that's in the hospital?
Okay, so it could be both, right? Victor's found the body in there. So if you want to say that Tabitha's body was found the same way Victor's mother's body was found, and we seen Tabitha outside, then 100% Victor's mom could be out there too. Victor's mom could be there, and Eloise could be out there. They could both be out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I would think that Boyd goes through the faraway tree, the bottle tree, and then if it's going to be her body, he'll find her body there and then bring her back.
Okay, so you don't think the body would be at the faraway tree?
No, it would be if she fell off the tower, so it would have to be outside the tower. That's where she got pushed out the lighthouse, so she'd have to be laid out at the lighthouse. So I think they're going to confront Victor and say, where'd you tell my wife to go? Jim will, because his daughter's not going to have it. She's going to be asking about her mother real quick. And Victor's going to say, I told her to go in the bottle tree. And he's going to say, why? He said, because that's where it takes you to the tower. And I think Boyd will be like, Jim, you stay with your children. It's too dangerous. Let me go. Maybe him and Kenny go. Kenny did put up that sign. They put that thing up for Kenny, and it was in Kenny form that says, "Don't worry, guys. We'll be safe. We'll be right back." So maybe it's Boyd that's for Boyd and Kenny. They go out in through the faraway tree, and they discover her body outside there.
Okay. Okay.
Because
Could be.
Victor's
Could be.
creeping behind that pole when they're pulling it up. Because the bottom line is he could be blamed for it. If she's dead,
Right.
Victor gonna get in trouble for this shit. Jim's gonna want someone's head, and it's gonna be Victor because he's the one who told her to go.
Right. That's kind of what had me thinking that it might have been her body might have been under the tree. Victor looking guilty because that's the same way he found his mother.
Yeah, I just don't know how it would get back there unless the creatures grabbed it up and carried it back. That would be the only way.
Right. No telling.
It could be.
Okay. Well, just one more quick question. Do you think it's possible that Eloise could be one of the kids in white, one of the Ankui kids?
Like the boy in white or the Akui kids?
Eloise.
Yeah, I don't know if she
Victor's
could be
little
one of the
sister.
Akui kids. I don't know if that would be. I think that's how Tabitha is going to make her way back, that she's going to find Eloise in that hospital because Victor put his drawings and Eloise's drawings in that lunch pail. And I think that's what's going to snap Eloise out of it and realize, holy shit, this shit is real. And that would lead her to get back in there.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking my call.
No, thank you for calling out. Truly appreciate it.
All right. You have a good one.
You too. Bye. What do you think about that, Phil? Do you think that they will find Tabitha's body out there if it's her?
That's one of the things that I'm most interested in seeing in this next season, how they deal with that. Did Tabitha's body time warp or warp somehow when falling out of there and go into the real world and somehow end up in that hospital? Or is it essentially it's going to be a big answer? I mean, it's not something I thought about before tonight, hearing people bring it up, and I think it's definitely an interesting thing, and it's certainly a possibility. And I also agree that, well, Jim has something up his butt for Victor anyway, and he's looking to start a fight. So I think that's definitely going to be something that's a big point.
Well, he's got to be to blame too because she let her go.
Yep. But
Jim's not. He could have put his foot down and said no.
Tony, you're speaking logic, but Jim doesn't think that way. Jim doesn't take any responsibility for himself. He blames everybody else.
He could have put his foot. She came to him and said, "I have to do it." He could have put his foot down and said, "Fuck you, do."
Dude could be playing a game of Roller Coaster Tycoon that sets up a faulty roller coaster and it all falls apart. And he's blaming the kid for having a lollipop on the ride. I don't think Jim's someone that takes responsibility.
No doubt about it. Over 130 people watching live. We really truly appreciate it. And we have Phil. We got gifted. Let me tell you. I don't know how many. If you know how many.
I think it's like close to 60, and it looks to me that we still have over 235 watching right now.
Yeah, it's around there. We got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 56, 56 memberships.
Nice.
Gifted today. 56.
LT.
Amazing. That is amazing. Thank you all for doing that. We have a super chat here. Thank you so much. It could be someone that screwed them over in that wheelbarrow and got someone killed, and that is the result of the box cleanup. Looks personal for sure. Someone that screwed them over in that wheelbarrow. Like I would have to say, like, how many people, like, if that it could be the box cleanup. We've never seen that before. It just looks people are too somber. Yeah, when they're walking up, like people are too sad about this person being dead.
And you said this earlier. One of those people is Jade, and Jade is always cracking a joke or saying something from that. He looks. That's what kind of got me that you said a few seconds ago. It isn't even about Boyd in that moment. It's what's got Jade being so somber doing doing that walk, and that's got to be something serious.
Remember, Jade's in the tunnels. Right, he's in the tunnels. He's going to come out the tunnels. He's seen the slabs that have the children's holding cells right by there. He's seen all that. He talked to Tabitha. Tabitha's the one who told him to go down there and told him about the kids. So he has that connection with Tabitha. I mean, they spent that time in the bar together and everything. That would make him sad that she went off and died. So either Again, Jade cares about Kenny's mom. I think after that, Tabitha would be the next person in line.
Yeah, probably. And I would think, I mean, he's somebody that's going to get emotional if anybody gets hurt. Because he seems like, at least what we've seen of Jade so far, that he is a good person. But I think the two people, you're right about that he'd be most emotionally affected and seem that dejected would be Kenny's mom, 100% number one with a bullet, and then Tabitha.
Jim is saying, so it couldn't be Donna. It could be Donna.
I don't think it's Donna.
It could be Donna. I'm just saying that foot is broke. Like, if you look at that foot, it's clearly fucked up, like twisted to the side and shit. Like, the foot is broken.
Yeah, there's some Mr. Fantastic stuff going on there.
Yeah,
with
the
body.
foot is fucked up. So, you would say that's what it would be if Tabitha fell out that thing. Her body would be
mangled like
that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how are they going to snap Donna's ankle? I just don't know if they could do that. You know what I mean? So that would be the problem and stuff. And, if it was Jim pulling the cart, I think it's too obvious who it is in there, right? But I think if it's Jade and Boyd, this is what make everybody sad, because now you got the kids. Julie's going to be sad. Ethan's going to be sad. It's going to make everyone sad. She's just a nice woman. Everyone liked her. It would just be a bad situation. Tyler says, how many seasons? What did we say? 5, right?
5. I think 5 seems right. And it's the new norm now for shows like this. That being said, if it picks up steam and picks up an audience, they could stretch it to 6, but I think 5 would be the sweet spot. How about you, Tony?
It's 5. 6 would be the best outcome, but most likely it's 5 seasons. I mean, that's what they'll do. We're going to be over halfway done with this season. And then the next season will be the pre-ultimate season, then the final season. So we got about, 3 more years of this show. And that would be it. I would like 6, but I think it's going to be 5. I think, especially if they reveal that Tabitha, if this is Tabitha's body and she's out in the real world, Tabitha's not going to make it back this season.
Yeah.
She's going to still be in the real world when this season is over. And they basically let the cat out the bag. This is not real. This is all some type of simulation or something.
That's what I was saying earlier, that if that's why it's a big disclosure. If it is her body, that gives away a lot. That gives a huge amount away that it's some sort of simulation or some sort of, as you were saying earlier, Avatar kind of thing going on. Or if her body's gone, I think it's another dead giveaway that they're for real. They're really there. It's some sort of lost in space kind of, place that they're stuck in, or an actual geographic location that they figured out some sort of way to trap people. So with science,
people saying this, I don't think that's a man's foot. I mean, I guess it could be, but this doesn't look like a man's foot to me. And I don't know what man that could be. Oh, listen, only man that they would kill off that would be that somber, it would have to be Kenny. That would be the only one. That's the only one that Jade would care about, and Boyd equally, right?
Those two wouldn't care about Randall. Those two,
not at all. Not at all.
It's Kenny.
And equally, they would care about Kenny. Kenny and Boyd and Jade would both be devastated if Kenny got killed. Both of them, because they both, that's like Boyd's son. You know what I mean? And Kenny's Jade's dude. So they would both be equally. So if it was any guy, it would have to be Kenny. To me, it doesn't look like Kenny's foot, but that's the only guy it could be. As Carla Wade says, not my Kenny. Oh, yes, yeah, Kenny.
You're Kenny too. You're Kenny too.
Yeah, Kenny.
Pulsar Echo, I think they're definitely going to learn from some of those lessons from mystery box shows. I think one of the things that Harold said when he signed up for this show is going in, he needed to know the end, that they had an end planned going ahead. So whether everyone's going to be satisfied with the end or not we'll see when it comes, but they definitely have an end point, and I don't think that was necessarily the case in that other show that you mentioned.
If it is Kenny, we'll still have him here on the screen popping up on the bottom, even when he's dead. Don't worry. we'll still have him here. You'll still be able to see him pop up on the bottom and stuff.
He's going up and down on the screen. You know,
yeah, he'll still be there. And with the sad look on his face from Marielle Rock, who will always have that shot of Kenny.
You're so mean to poor Kenny.
Well, yeah, that's his like patented shot, though. That's what he's known for. That's his meme. That's the meme that, like, damn, I'm a virgin forever. It reminds me of that movie. You ever see that? I'm sure you've seen it. Last American Virgin.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's one of the greatest movies of all time. Listen, if anyone has never seen a movie called Last American Virgin, go watch that movie, Last American Virgin. It's a classic movie. It's not the greatest movie in the world, but
it's like just one of those fun movies. And OW, Tony can correct me because I don't know if he heard the same thing, but I'm pretty sure I heard Harold say that he needed to know the end before he signed on because he didn't want to get into a situation like
he did.
People
said
still
that
come up to him at I think the interview was like, people come up to me at parties still and go, how about that end of Lost? And then he's like, I don't want to get into another situation like that. So I needed to know that I like the ending before I signed up. I'm pretty sure I heard him say that, Tony.
Yes, he did say that 100%. So the ending is there. Everything
I do make stuff up in my head sometimes, so I needed to check with you.
He definitely said that 100%. 100%. 100% said that. I hope some hot chick rides into Fromville on a motorbike and sweeps Kenny away. That would be the cakester. That would have to be the cakester who
rides the motorcycle.
The cakester who rides is in the chat. That would have to be her on her motorbike. And that wouldn't be fair. Kenny gets too much for Kenny.
And
Kenny needs to start off slow. You know what I mean? He can't just go in there and pull the hottest chick in town.
He's gonna ride the tricycle and the big wheel before he goes.
Yes, he needs to go to the Colony House, right? Like on his birthday, and go in the Colony House and pick somebody.
Yeah, like on Orgy Friday, they have it.
Yeah, you pick somebody, you work your way up. Like I remember when my friend, I'm not gonna say my friend's name, but I remember when he turned 16 in the city, he turned 16 for his birthday. Rome, Rich, who were probably about 21, 22, they took him to 42nd Street and got him his first blowjob on 42nd Street, right? Now, I know that sounds crazy now, but Phil, this is what people did back then. This is what it was. This is when your first experience. I mean, you see it in movies all the time that you take the young boys to the hoo-ha house, and this is what it was. I remember going there, and he got his first thing there, and everything else. Because Kenny needs to go through that. So Kenny has to go through. Kenny needs to have his first rodeo and work his way up.
Kenny needs you to move into town and buddy him up and be his buddy and take him up to the Colony House to party. That's what needs to happen.
Because that chick, listen, that nurse, I seen her. Listen, she's wild, right? You seen her with Marielle, the way she was looking in her little t-shirt, looking like that Flashdance Jennifer Beal, strutting around that little t-shirt. She wild.
She's a maniac.
Yeah, I don't know if Kenny can handle that. Kenny may embarrass himself. Listen. It's Kenny's first. He blowing up in the first stroke. It's over. Why, Kenny? Why do it, Kenny?
I love how we're just assuming that Kenny's a virgin.
We're going on that. Hey, Kenny's first stroke. It's over for Kenny. He's stroking and he's done.
Goodness.
First one. That's it. And have to make an excuse. The condom. No, you don't have condoms here, Kenny. What happened? What do you mean? That'll be it, right? So work your way up, Ken Dog. Work your way up. Build up some tolerance, man. Build up some before the Tingle Man comes. Tingle Man comes.
The Tingle Man comes.
Once the Tingle Man comes, as Bernie Mac said, it means that was your last stroke.
Oh, Kenny.
He's never coming on the stream, though. He's never coming on.
No, he's just gonna challenge you to a sparring match.
Yeah, that's all he's gonna do is try and choke me out for it and stuff. I would still accept the sparring match.
That would be great.
I'd give him that. He still gotta do it. Not saying he couldn't do it, but you still got to pull it
Right,
off.
but that would be like you. If I spar you in a match, you come on the show. You know, that's the deal.
Yeah, no problem. I'm with it.
I'll try to make it
Definitely
happen.
with
I'll try to make this happen.
I'll definitely in the boxing match, though. my expertise. Sorry that he
My ring, damn it.
That's right. Not getting choked out. That. Hey, but it's a this guy just won. He's a black belt jiu-jitsu champion, Kenny, in real life. Just won a medal and everything. And congratulations to him. I know he had a baby in real life, I think last year and everything else. So we already congratulated him, but we'll congratulate him again on all that good stuff and all that and everything else. But Kenny's mom looked like she'd be punching him up with mushrooms. No, he's definitely been hitting the weights. You can see it in the Instagram. He's definitely been lifting and getting bigger. So he should pause on that. No diddy. You know what I mean? But he should be all right. Again, Kenny, major death. Phil, if someone died right now, we'll take this question. Who could die that would have the biggest impact? Obviously, we know Boy can't die. But who would be the biggest impact if they died, if it wasn't Boy?
Any character in the show?
Any character in the show.
Probably in that case, it would be Kenny.
It's Kenny, right?
I think he's the second lead on the show. He comes off that way, at least when watching it. I do think there's some other characters that could possibly fit that bill, but I think when watching it, the emotional weight of the character stuff and the way that they focus the show on, I think Kenny would be the second biggest hit for me personally. If he was,
let me put the chat.
Christy too. Christy would be up there.
Let me put it in there in the chat. Let me see if I go to YouTube and put a
lot of people in the
mods aren't allowed to put up polls and stuff.
No, that's something I do hope they unlock. You'd have to make me like a channel co-owner or some shit like that, I think.
I spelled theories wrong in the thing. I didn't realize that. Damn it.
Abbreviate.
Yeah, I have to fix that later. Let me put a poll up here and say how we word this poll would be the
well, you might have spelt it wrong, but didn't stop people from finding it.
Nope. Most impactful.
Evie Love says 2 people will die, 2 different people are in the cart. I mean, that's something that we're sort of yutting over, but is certainly a possibility that two. Oh my God, I'm Luigi in my pajamas. There was that it could be 2 different people in the cart with the front and the back of the foot. Victor, Fatima gives birth or Ellis dies. Fatima is my number 1 death pick going into this particular season.
Fatima, Donna.
Yeah, see why I'm off camera, Tyrone.
There you go. We're gonna leave that up there right now. Put the poll up there. I can't put everyone in there, so I put Fatima, Kenny, Donna, and Kenny. I can't see it. Kenny. It's going up. It's going down. It's all over the place. This poll.
Kenny, Tabitha, Fatima, and Donna.
Yeah, so put your votes in there. And who would be the most impactful death of this season? We're getting to Sweet Swag's question. Thank you for the super chat. Everyone in the town was traveling. I want to see someone who was just going to the store. Now, you won't, because when aliens and you get abducted in situations like that, every time, Phil, what's going on, Luigi?
Not much. Well, it's Luigi time. Luigi.
I'll be Wario. I'm going to win.
Luigi number 1. Sorry, I won't continue.
When you get abductions, anyone dealing with alien abductions and anything else like that, I will check your super chat, Misfits, Motivational Misfits. Did you see one for Motivational Misfits? Did you check that, Phil?
Let me look.
It's always for 100%. They're driving in their car and something happens to them. That's when it always goes down. All of a sudden, the lights and then the radio goes crazy, and all abductions happen in the car, unless you're a cow. And the cow, they just pull right up. That's just what they do to cows. So that's where I don't think you're ever going to see someone just walk into the store. It's always going to be someone with a car. I'll take this call while Phil searches that out.
I saw.
Call from
King as on the podcast.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
What's going on, KP?
Oh, I want in my youth. Listen. First of all, I saw the trailer. It was interesting. But I have a question for Phil.
Yep.
Okay.
So, what are you wearing?
All right. Well, wait, KP. Now, Phil, you're not going to be. Will he be? He'll be able to. You won't be able to hear him, I think, unless you turn up your volume on the television set. So let's give Phil a chance to, because this is the way it's set up here. Phil, got to give the answer right now.
Well, I'm wearing a Luigi onesie. Is exactly what I'm wearing. It's very comfortable. I need to wear something green in honor of the Celtics tonight. I got home from work and I wanted to put on something comfortable. So I didn't have to go out for the rest of the night, and I didn't know Tony was streaming. So I put on a Luigi onesie is the answer to your question.
You got that, KP? Luigi onesie. KP?
I guess that's all KP wanted. He needed the answer to the question. Tony, I couldn't find it in our chat to put it on the screen, but I did find it in the other chat. It says,
what chat is this?
Or just the in the actual chat room, but I just couldn't find it on the right side, so to put it on the screen. But the motivational misfit asked, doesn't the guy with the red bow tie look like the ventriloquist doll?
Yes,
I wonder if he is the ventriloquist.
He does. He does look like him. I don't think he is, but I 100% agree that ventriloquist doll is a standard 60s to 50s ventriloquist doll. If you go back and you look at the dolls, most of them look like you'd have the young guy or you have the guy with the balding head. So yes, he does look like him. I think that the ventriloquist doll belongs to the guy who went crazy, because Victor specifically says he was a really nice guy and then he went crazy. So I think when Victor was young with his sister, he was a nice guy who would play with the ventriloquist doll with him. And then he went crazy, because once Victor seen that doll, that's when he shit his pants. And I think that's why he shit his pants, because that's the guy. Christopher, thank you, Dr. Depp, for the name, is the one who owns that. So that's what I think it is.
And we got a shot of the ventriloquist doll in the trailer, right?
Yes, they just showed the doll, and the fact that they showed the doll means that it's important.
Yeah, it has some relevance to some situation.
All right, so who is this calling back? I think it's KP calling back.
One second.
Call from
Carol.
to accept, press.
What's going on, KP? Let me tell you, KP, real quick before I just want to say this to you, because you and I appreciate you bringing up the people, your names and stuff. But every time you go too slow, it always cuts off. You gotta speed through it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like every time it never gets there. It's like Aegon King, boop, and it's done. Like you gotta speed up.
Yeah. I'll work on that. But I just wanted to speak very, very quickly about the teaser trailer thing. I saw it, and it piqued my interest significantly, and I am even more anticipatory of the excitement that From will bring. I was specifically struck by the presence of the cowboy boys, and the dialogue between the cowboy boys and Boyd and his cadre of miscreants. It gives me a very distinct slave master vibe, which I would hazard to say has a lot of it is very similar to some of the tropes that we saw in Westworld, and I think Phil would perhaps agree with that statement. And if it does, as it seems, perhaps go down the direction of Westworld, then I would be quite, I would be a bit happier because that doesn't require any aliens, and therefore Tony would have to eat his chip. Not that I want to eat the chip, Tony. You being wrong would be good enough, but if you're going to eat the chip, you're going to eat the chip. So that's my 2 cents on it. I'm looking forward to the fall. Fall brings pumpkin spice lattes and from, and I'm ready. I'm ready for it. And by the way, I definitely think there's absolutely no person that could be but Tabitha. It makes sense as her, and as you said, it is more likely that there is a Avatar type situation where the things, their presence, their body in the Fromville is Avatar is a empty vessel that is filled with their consciousness from some remote location. That makes a lot more sense, and it would also go into, I think we both all believe that there are some people in this experiment that choose to come into this experiment because there is some benefit to be derived either to themselves or to humanity at large. And it's really interesting to see who those people are who've decided to come into Fromville, perhaps not just once, but several times, chasing something or trying to achieve something. And that'll be an interesting discovery. Any thoughts any thoughts on my thoughts?
Yeah, I'll give you. I'll hit you. I'll get you off because some other people are calling.
I'll
answer right now.
Pause.
Pause, please. No Diddy, bro.
Sorry, I got your back on that one. I got your back.
Thank you so much. No Diddy on that one. Holy shit. Yeah, I think that the Avatar thing, we talked about that a little bit already, and that most likely that's what's going to be. You know what I mean? It just seemed like if they show the body of Tabitha, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't take a lot away from you, like if that's the case. Does it make it not as good if they're all, there's really nothing? Because if you do that, right? This is what I'm saying. If you do that, then you really do not care who dies in this show anymore, because you know that they're really not dying. That's just the Avatar.
Yeah, I mean, I do think regardless of what happens, it's how they do it, not necessarily what it is. But I do agree with you. If they disclose that if we disclose too soon that people are in this thing multiple times, that their deaths don't matter as much. To KP's point, when he mentioned Westworld, I think there is some good to kind of take from Westworld and add to other shows, especially in stuff they did in the first season and less extent in the second season and less extent in future seasons, but also learn from the lessons that show had as well and other shows previous, where you set these characters up that when they die, it doesn't matter as much. I think part of what is the hook for this show is the character piece, caring about these characters and everyone being in danger in some way, shape, or form, except for Boyd, of course. But Boyd's in a different kind of danger. He's in more of the emotional danger. So I think as much as they can keep that, Tony, for as long as the series runs, the better the series goes. The more they take away that fear, that feeling that these people are real and that you can put yourself in their eyes, I think that's what, at least for me, and I can speak for myself, what hooks me with this show.
Yeah, 100%. So I if they do that with Tabitha, it's gonna not ruin the show, but it basically ends the
changes
show.
Things a lot.
Yeah, it ends the show, because now what does it matter if you die, if this is the case, unless you're dying on the outside world? You know what I mean? So I don't know if they would actually do that for that reason, ruin everything. We'll see. They're just getting back the agency of all these monsters, and to take that away by having them find Tabitha's body would be wrong, unless Tabitha is really dead.
Now, Sonic, to answer your question, Phil, is that Princess Peach I hear sleeping in the background? No, my princess is in another castle.
That's right. From downtown, let's answer super chat. How long do you think From has existed? I think that when you go back to those dates that are carved into that lighthouse, ever since back then. I think the oldest date that you see carved in there, it's been going on since back there, since the Civil War date, since all those dates. That's why those dates are carved in there, because that's how long it's been going on. People who have walked up those steps carved their date in there and everything else.
Yeah, and I think that's why they made a point to show us that stuff. To make sure that we did kind of know how long this has been going on.
No doubt about it.
Do you think we'll ever get any more flashback stuff for previous times in the From timeline? Like that we'll go back in time and see more past stuff? Do you think that's something that we'll ever entertain?
I don't know who they would show. I don't know if it's worth it. To
more Eloise stuff.
I think that was just fleshing out Victor's situation. I don't know if anyone else has a thing that they forgot about.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know if that's the case. So I think that they did that for that reason.
So you don't think we'll ever see what happened with Donna's sister, for instance?
No. Nope. I don't think you'll ever see anything like that. In the not a doubt. People like who had that technology in the 1600s? These people could actually travel through time. If it's a wormhole technology, you can go to any time period you want.
Or if we're playing Tony's game here, aliens could easily have that kind of technology.
Easily go to any time period that you want to bring in anybody that you want from any time period. I mean, you got all these people, the Milkman monster, and all these people from different time periods. Why? You know what I mean? So it has to be something going on. And they're in this time, and their time has well been over. So something else is going on here.
Sonic was asking who are our favorite From monsters. I would say Molly, just because of that scene with Porn Stash was so iconic. And for now, anyways, maybe I'll feel differently after the season. It's be Smiley. It's still Smiley.
I like Molly the best. Is Molly's number one. I wish she never went away. I like Molly Monster the best.
Yeah, definitely Molly.
After that, the Milkman Monster, I think, for look.
Just because milkmen in on themselves are kind of creepy.
Yeah, so the Milkman. Smiley's amazing. Obviously, we had him on the channel. He's a great guy. And I think that's the go-to answer, right? Everyone's gonna say
easy. I gave that answer. It's the layup. I gave the layup.
It's the one. Oh, Smiley. Everyone's gonna say because he's the most prominent one. So I'm just gonna go by look. And the people are saying the old lady. Old lady was good. Yeah. The old lady was good, but the Milkman to me would be the guy. You know that I think I like the outfit and everything else.
Whenever I see the
cowboy guy, looks like he's doing a damn good job. So
yeah, he looks like an extra from Hey Dude. And whenever I see the Milkman, I always think of the theme song to Full House. The Milkman.
I think the Ghostbusters and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That's the first thing that pops in my head every time I see the Milkman.
Ray, what have you done, Ray?
100%. Hold it down for a second. I just gotta blow my nose.
Let's go into the live chat. I'll be back when I'm caught up. Walt. I mean, obviously, not meaning to get ridiculous here once Tony leaves. I do want the end of the series to be Walt showing up on a boat and saving Michael. I mean, saving Boyd. Or at least I want to see like an outtake sketch, kind of like what they did with Bryan Cranston did with Breaking Bad, with the Malcolm in the Middle ending, where he wakes up in bed with Lois and it was all a dream. I wouldn't mind seeing something like that with a Walt. Walt cameo. That's the only lost thing I want. I want Walt to save the day in the end. Yeah, I mean, Jason, Jasmine, I think a lot of people can put themselves in the position of Porn Stash in that particular situation. Will we see a current resident from Town become a monster? That's something I was wondering in season 2, whether something like that would convert. I'm not sure if we're going to see a full-on monster, but we have seen Sarah be influenced, whether she was influenced by a different entity there, but we've seen that happen. We've also seen Kenny close to Breaking Bad at times. So we could see it in a different form, more of a manipulation thing rather than someone straight up becoming one of the creatures. But it would be an interesting take to see somebody we know cross over in that situation. That's something I always wanted to see in Game of Thrones. See one of our characters become a white walker somehow and and then follow their perspective into that world. Am I dressed like Luigi and why? Comfort. It's green. The Celtics played tonight. Work was annoying. I couldn't wait to get the work clothes off, and I put on pajamas. So there's your answer. It's nothing amazing. Walt, sorry Jesse, for Walt played Boyd's son on Lost, and it was sort of a hanging plot point. So there's often jokes about Walt showing up occasionally. So that's that. If I'm referring to Walt in that situation, he played Boyd's son on a different show. The old lady's definitely up there. She made the most of her scene, and she was an early on situation too. Do you think the lighthouse could take it back to those dates? I'm so curious what falling from that lighthouse, just to go back to Tabitha in that situation, like her falling through there and going back to the time. I'm curious how much time has passed from the time she disappeared, and if we get into that situation. A lot of people didn't. Too Grown, you're not alone in that perspective.
Yeah.
And Tony is back. Let's see. Yeah, time to go to the RV and cook some meth, Sonic.
Was that Walter White showed up in Fromland?
Yeah, Walt showed up. Walt wouldn't last long in Fromland. He would be more off-putting than Jade.
Yeah, he's not. He's
not a people person.
Him and Jade would get along.
Yeah, until they didn't, but they would definitely at first get along because they would both think they were smart enough.
I want Smiley to come back. I also want the backstories month. That would have to be a spinoff. Like you could do a spinoff with this show where you give the back. I mean, what we know about the monsters from the autopsies, the number one thing they wanted to show us was that they were human at one time.
Yep.
They wanted you to know that they're not mechanical, right? That's why they opened them up. At one point, these beings were human beings at one point. Only thing that was there, liquid left in their body, was bile. Bile is used for digestion of food.
Stomach acid type stuff.
Yeah, so why that would still be there, we've never seen any of these creatures eat anybody. We've never seen them do that. We've seen the aftermath of the bodies, but we've never seen them actually pull flesh in their mouth and chomp it down and eat it. And when we seen something that was alive get into their body, like the parasites that Boyd had get into their body, it instantly killed them.
Mm-hmm. Someone asked while you were away, do you think we'll ever see a town resident or somebody we know as one of the walkers, as one of the...
I know people like to say that they used to be former town residents, and that's why they're there.
Yeah, do you think we'll ever see any of our town residents as one of them?
I wouldn't mind seeing it, but I can't say that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't. I wouldn't mind it, but
that's kind of what my answer. It would be cool if they did it, but I'm not sure if they will do that.
That would be cool. Like if Kenny came back and was a monster.
Yeah, like the Kenny monster. And had a little bit more.
It had to be Kenny. I had to say Kenny, right?
Walking Dead does that, obviously, but to become mindless zombies. If someone became one of the nightmare creatures, they would have more just ability to talk and have a personality in some way. Even if it wasn't the same character, it would be more interesting in that fashion.
Yeah, what I do? What if it was some type of like Total Recall situation? Tabitha signed up for it to kill Jim because she knew she was going to divorce her,
right? Or it was a fun way to go through a divorce. We should do it. We should do a stream at some point, like the worst ways that this show could end. Worst ideas, only awful ones. And as for the spinoff, I wouldn't mind. Even if they don't do a spinoff, it would be cool if they did some webisodes or like long form content that you could just get for in the app, like 15-minute little backstory clips or things like that would be fun.
One Just Janice says the priest coming back in the monster would be crazy. Don't think they have a prince. Yeah, that would be great. The priest monster would be great because he's actually a character, right? The priest monster. Everyone seems to have a theme. I mean, the young boy that approached Julie didn't have a theme, but every monster seems to have a theme, whether it's the bride monster, the milkman monster, the mechanic monster,
the nurse monster.
This is what it means, Phil. I figured it out right now. If you don't want to be a monster, you need to be a bum. Can't have a job.
Yeah.
If you have a job, you can come back, and that means they need the McDonald's worker monster, right? You gotta have him come back, the bus driver monster. So she's in trouble, right? The black chick who's the bus driver, because she's got a job. So you gotta have the bus driver monster. She could come back as the bus driver. You have to have a suit. We haven't seen the cop yet, right?
They have to have a uniform of some sort.
Yeah, you gotta have uniforms. So we gotta have a cop monster, the fireman monster.
You don't think they have extra
fireman monster?
You don't think they have extra uniforms in monster headquarters? No, you don't think they have like the costume shop? They have someone designing some of these things. But that's an interesting question, though. I know you're kind of joking, but it's true. Like either they all came in with these costumes, or with these uniforms, or we're not kidding. There's a costume shop there, and they supply them. We've mentioned before, and I think we're just being nitpicky, but we're doing it for humor's sake, about how clean these costumes look at all points in times. Everything.
The Hooters waitress.
We need a Hooters waitress.
Bring her ass in here with her those little. Listen, those shorts are terrible. When you're a little kid and you go to Hooters, you see these chicks, and you're like, oh my god, this is great. But once you get old, you're like, these shorts are terrible.
Yeah, and
they're the worst things ever. They should put those chicks in orange leggings and get them out of them damn shorts.
Yeah, and having waited tables myself, running around in those things must be a pain in the.
It's got to be terrible. Those shorts suck. There's nothing sexy about those damn shorts. It must be cheap. You can also have what else? We could have the rock star monster.
Mm-hmm.
Right, an 80s rock star monster.
That's my job. I'll put my hair up.
So it's the 70s pit monster. It was a pit monster.
Yeah,
with the fur. That would be amazing. Have the fur and the cane. You gotta have the cane.
Absolutely,
you gotta have the cane. The wrestler monster. You can have up in there. Yeah.
That's yeah, I'm here in this town.
The wrestler monster. Have him come up in there. That would be hilarious. He's gonna have the singlet on. If he has a singlet, then he'd be the wrestling monster. You gotta have all these things. The Roper. What do you mean Roper? Oh, the rapper. He's the rapper. I thought you meant Mr. Roper from Three's Company.
Which one? Mr. Roper and Mr. Farley. I'd rather Mr. Farley. I'd rather Don Knotts there.
Do you like Mr. Farley better than Roper?
I like both of them the same. In a perfect
you
universe,
can't like them the same, man.
Okay, it's hard to go against Don Knotts then, because
it is hard to go. I like the Ropers though.
I mean, they were so good that they got their own. The reason they left is because they got the promise of their own show, and then it never really happened.
Yeah, and I like the Roper. The male monster in the first episode that recognized that Julie, right? Yeah, I said that. That's the only one that didn't really have a theme. That's what I said. The parking ticket inspector, the brownie. I hate those people too, Carl. Do you have those over there? What am I? I'm. Do you have those?
Do you have parking tickets? Yeah.
Yes, of course you have in Australia. But do they have the same brown uniforms that we have over here? Like, do you call them brownies because they're all in the same brown uniform? Do they have the same brown uniform? Because those motherfuckers in the city, and I'm talking, they must like parachute out the sky. Because as soon as you park and leave, they got that ticket on your.
Oh, they're quick. Window. Or if you're like a half a second after the meter, they're
there. These motherfuckers, I hate them.
Yeah, I have
How
to.
How do they get there so quick?
They do. They have spider sense to it.
Yeah. We don't have the army monster or the marine monster.
Yeah, we don't.
You can have the marine monster, the army monster. I mean, well, we did have the Civil War guy in the show.
We do need the lunch lady monster, CF. That's a good one.
You gotta have the hairnet though. You gotta have the hairnet.
She walks around singing the lunch lady song. Lunch later, land.
You gotta have it's all Travis, the monster. We're giving these guys a whole bunch of ideas for the monsters for next season
Yeah.
to come. The stripper monster would be good. Listen, they already got porn stats already got with the stripper monster. So you bring a stripper monster in there fucking twerking and shit.
Yeah,
I'd like to see it. Listen, bring. They had the nerd monster. They had a nerd chick monster. They had her in there already. They did have that. I'd like to see the monster twerking. Would you like to be twerking for me, girl? Would you? Are you into that?
I think she nodded. I
You
think
could
she
do
said
that for
yeah.
me. All right, maybe we'll get some twerk on later on.
The mafia monster.
That would be great. The mafia. It have to be like the Tommy gun mafia. It would have to be that.
Like real like Boardwalk Empire kind of.
Yeah, you'd have to have that type of in there and everything. It'd be cool on my girl Paul, who you've been watching stuff. You could have the cheetah. What do they call them chicks? The cougar monster. That's Mrs. Roper. She was a cougar.
Yep.
Mrs. Roper was about getting that dick, boy. She wanted it because Stanley wasn't providing.
Stanley had that Al Bundy thing where it seemed like a chore for him.
Yeah, the best thing about the Ropers, though, real quick, is they broke the third wall back in the day. You know, they were the ones who would do it.
Do the camera thing.
Oh, it was always him. He'd always look at the camera.
That's the craziest thing I ever saw.
The disco monster, that would be great. John Travolta, the twerk monster doesn't like. Don't tell me what the twerk monster likes. You don't know that. Don't be making up lies. We got a new member, Winter. Thank you so much. The clown monster. You know what? Carlaway is correct. Yeah. They should have a clown monster.
I'm surprised that they don't.
Did I say third wall, fourth wall? I'm sorry. I said this. Yeah, but the clown monster should be something.
Well, he broke the third wall too, Wolf. No.
Yes. The Wolf Spears wants to be correct. The gangbanger monster. The orgy monster. The Hugh Hefner monster. But Winter, thank you for becoming a member. We have so many new members here, over 60, I would think, right now, which is crazy to think about that you got those 60 new members and everything else and all that. And I have to get on the new emoji system. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll get them all done and everything else.
Pharmacist monster.
We'll continue a little bit more about this trailer, about the trailer and everything else. You know what? Look, what I'm gonna do? Let me see.
I think it's so interesting that it even came out at this point, considering that the series is probably not going to premiere till late September, October. It's cool that they gave us something. And just the fact that we're here and everyone's so excited, and we're here two nights this week talking about this show, and we've got a couple hundred people out here. It just shows the excitement that people have for this series to come back. So I'm glad that they gave us something, and I'm curious how much. So they finished the shooting and they're just starting to work on the behind the scenes stuff. So they definitely put this trailer together, this teaser trailer. How long do you think we have to wait till we get a full trailer? Probably summertime, late summer.
Yeah, late summer. All right, I'm gonna put my video because it's mine on here real quick, and where'd he go? Yeah, and I'm gonna listen to the voices of the screams back to back, and see if we can. If y'all go watch this video, but I put the screams in there and stuff. What would it be?
Exactly, Wolf. They got everyone talking like crazy, going crazy over a foot, and
I
all they
would have
showed
to
us.
do that. No, I can't do it. It's too much. I have to turn that thing off to do that. I don't feel like doing that. We'll do it some other time. Yeah, they got people going crazy over that.
And I'm saying they didn't even show us a full trailer. It just shows the excitement that if this season does what this should do, coming off for this third season, this is a perfect opportunity for this show to explode.
Yeah, if you want to hear that, go check my last video. I put Fatima screaming, and I put the scream that we heard, and I put Sarah screaming, and you can take a listen to them and see who sounds like what in there and everything else and all that. But go check that video out. Make sure you thumbs up that video. Gotta get the 500 likes on that video. So do I got 500 likes on that video? I don't think so, man. Y'all gotta get out there and like that video. Let me check real quick my analytics.
But yeah, I love it in the live chat. People are like, no, the foot's too big
Nope,
to be
not
woven.
yet. Come on, man. Y'all gotta help me out. Get to there. Let's get there. We can get there. Go last video I done. Try to get there. Everyone in this chat right now went over there and liked that video. We'd be at 500 likes. 100%. But yeah, no. Everyone in chat saying, too bad no one thinks to write down information for the next group. If they did, they didn't make it. Maybe they did. Maybe some of these things, the dates or the messages in those bottles, we don't know what's in those bottles, are something like that.
Or
right?
programming Victor with the information that he's leaving the pictures for.
Yeah, the pictures with Victor and everything else. So those could be clues that people have left for other people when they get there.
Victor doesn't know where that comes from. He's like that dude on Heroes that had to do drugs to paint. Like he just gets in his head and paints those things when he's not even thinking about, or draws those things when he doesn't even think about it. He easily could have been programmed with that to deliver messages, so to speak.
He's falsely trying to figure out what people didn't ever say. No one has Coop. It says last year I swore they were advertising the next season to premiere in April, but after the writer's strike, it was delayed. I mean, yeah, it's no doubt about it. It's the writer's strike. Next year it will be earlier. But I mean, these actors may not have any time off. They may just go boom, boom, bring them right back.
Especially if they got an early approval that this show's going to get at least a fourth season. I think they'll probably. I'm hoping that they're not going to have to wait till the last minute this year, like last year. You were talking about this in a stream a couple of weeks ago. MGM has some good shows, but this is really their biggest hit. So I can't see them not letting this thing finish.
This is their show. This is the big one. This is their Game of Thrones. This is their, Walking Dead, Breaking Bad. This is their show for their thing. And it'd be hard for me to see them let this go. It really would. I mean, Breaking Bad, those writers said it's done. Like, it was already over. There's no way to convince them to do anything. And they had Better Call Saul in their back pocket.
And they didn't get the crazy rate. You can look back on that in a different way, similar to Game of Thrones, where Game of Thrones really started to get ratings in season 4.
Yeah.
The first 3 seasons did get views and did get people's eyes on it. And with Breaking Bad, the first 3 as well. Season 4 started to be when people really watched.
Hey, where's the call? This one right here. All right, let's take this call.
Call from
Justin, Justin.
To accept, press 1.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don Tony Teflon Field Issues guy.
Peace. Hey, how you doing, brothers?
Doing good. How are you?
Thank you.
I'm doing fantastic, man. Yeah, I'm hype. Loving the Footgate trailer and everything like that. Loving the talk and just wanted to, give a big shout out to Frumley and everything. This has been a great talk and call in. But I did have I had like a little theory about like how the episode may go, like that first episode.
Nice.
I feel like we're just gonna come right back into it. We see Boyd coming out the woods, that sort of thing. He gets snatched up, took into the barn. Everything goes down. We find out who's screaming, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think it's Tabitha because I feel like kind of referencing the chess that they used to play in the first couple episodes, that she's on a different part of the board and they want to move her around in a different space. So I don't even think they'll be able to understand where Tabitha has gone or where she's at, because this craziness in the barn is going to kind of take over that first episode for the most part, and the horrific scene and et cetera, and them kind of catching up with everything and piecing everything from the nightmare situation with the 3 that got caught in whatever craziness they were caught in and everything. And I feel like then, like the next episode 2, then bam, then we're with Tabitha and wherever she is, and what's going on with her and everything like that, and then kind of make our way back and forth between those kind of 2 spaces so they can kind of play with that. But I say the barn, but I'm actually not sure. Do y'all think that where Boyd is being snatched up with the 3 monsters and everything like that, do y'all think that's a new place, or do you think that's the barn that's in the town where they were taking care of the chickens and everything like that.
It's a barn that's in the town, I think. But I push back a little bit on your theory of how it goes, because we got to see the boy is following the dog at the end of the season, right? The dog's taking him somewhere. Now it's possible that the dog takes him to get set up, and that could go down. But the only reason why I would say that's not the case is that we see that the left shoulder is clean. The shirt is clean. That's where he got shot. And there was a blood stain on that. So he has to make it back to town to clean that damn shirt before he goes back up in that barn. So because he had the blood on that shoulder and he had the jacket on because he got shot up in that shoulder. So that would be and Martin ripped that shoulder with his claws and it gave him that. So when you see him get snatched up, you could see that shirt is clean as fuck. So he had to wash it before that happened. So that would be the only reason why I wouldn't think it would happen directly after when boy pick up and he gets snatched up that quick. That's why I think that it's just I don't think he gets snatched up. I think he puts himself in that position. I think they snatch up, if it's Sarah, whoever you want to believe, and then they tell him, you need to bring your ass into this barn. And
okay.
And then he goes into the barn, and then they snatch him, and that's when the cowboy guy goes, you said this place couldn't break you, right? All right. And then they grab him and then they tie him to the pole and say, all right, let's see. And then they do whatever they do to the person that's in there.
Okay. Do you think that the nightmare situation is still going to be something that's used, like people falling off, going to sleep, they're messing with people in their dreams, and whatever happens in that dream actually does come back?
Maybe that, I could see that point, because we still see someone's caddy is heading towards the colony house in the trailer.
Yes. I saw that too. I thought it was crows, but someone said it in the chat, and I looked at it. I was like, oh, those are cicadas. Okay.
So it could still be some situations still alive out there with that.
Yeah, things aren't going to get better. They're just going to get worse.
Do you think that they're going to try to use the tree? I feel like they'll try to use the bottle tree again, but then get tricked and probably get sent somewhere else. Like I'm kind of. Do you feel like they're going to try to introduce some new places in Fromville that we haven't seen quite yet? Kind of like Victor's little truck and stuff like that. Do you think it'll be some new spots that they just hadn't discovered because they just hadn't pushed out or been in this area, or didn't need to go to that part of town?
Hard to say if they're going to put a new location in there. Hard to say. Maybe they go back to Victor's truck again. But hard to say if they're going to put a brand new they have so far. Last season they put a new location in there, so possibly they could put another one.
I think maybe it'll be
Tabitha's spot, right? The hospital's a new location.
Yeah, the hospital is going to consider it.
That's going to be the new spot, and then a familiar. They just keep Fromville kind of familiar and stuff.
Yeah,
it's snowy, so it'll be a little different.
Okay. Yeah, I was just excited. I've been loving the talk. I've just been kind of thinking like, where would they go with season 3? Like you said, like what would be the most interesting to write and have people react to? And so I do feel like they want to hit at certain places very early on before they try to like kind of explain anything too deep. They want to mess with us a little bit. That's why I'm actually thinking that when I looked at your video, I kind of feel like that audio could even be from another episode or another scene that has nothing to do with what Boyd is actually looking at. Like someone's getting, the scream is authentic, but it's actually not coming from that actual scene. Like he's looking at something else and something else is being kind of said.
Trailers lie sometimes.
That's why it sounds so weird, because like when you listen to it and you hear it, it sounds like Fatima a little bit, and then it sounds like Sarah a little bit.
Could be 100%. I agree. It could be. We won't know until the fall. Yeah. It's good though, man. It's good. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you. Peace and love, and have a good week. You too. 100%. Call back anytime.
Tony, I want to jump on something that that this caller mentioned that just made me think. One way that we could get some passage of time in From Town without doing like a full flash forward would be if we do go back to Tabitha, and when we go back and forth, we see some sort of different passage of time because time is moving different. They could do something like that where we start the season off where they didn't waste any time. We get some immediate fallout in the first couple of episodes, but when we go to Tabitha and we come back, there's some sort of couple months later vibe to what's going on in town. I guess that's the way you could do a fast forward if you want to do a fast forward when we flash back and forth between the Tabitha stuff.
Yeah, I think they could do that with the Tabitha situation, or have Tabitha come back and it's been 10 years.
Sometimes, or it's something like that. Yeah, maybe not that long, but something like that.
Yeah, she comes back and she thinks it's been 2 days, but to them it's been 10 years.
Yeah,
but then you'd have to do something with these characters to age them up and all that. It messes things up, but it also explains. I mean, if you want to age up the boy in white, you want to age up Ethan, because they're if you look at Ethan's character right now, he doesn't look like the kid who was there.
But
they had a growth spurt.
They already set it up with the boy in white. You mentioned this earlier with saying that Sarah mentioning, I don't know if he's a boy, so they can always just have him keep getting a little bit older.
No doubt about it. All right, we're gonna leave it there. All right, I want to thank everybody for watching. Especially, let me thank these people straight up who donated all these shows. Let me shout you all out for gifting all these memberships. There's so many of you. So let's go through it. Luna Cascade, thank you so much. Rye Boy, thank you so much. Shaquille Robinson, thank you so much. CA 1983, thank you so much. Jason H, thank you so much. Wolf Spear, thank you so much. Fernandez T, thank you so much. And that is over 60. And new member, Winter, thank you. Over 60 new members in one show. Amazing. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. We'll be back. Listen, someone says their birthday on Cinco de Mayo. They want to come back on Cinco de Mayo. Let me see if I can make that happen for you. It all depends on what happens to me Saturday night. But I will do my best to come back here on Cinco de Mayo. And Phil, what you got going on?
Next week I'll be doing a Soprano cast one of those days, and at some point coming back and doing a catch-up cast of a bunch of shows I need to catch up on.
No doubt about it. All right, we're gonna go out as we always do with the beautiful Carla Way. She's in the chat right now. Show us some love. Peace and stay sexy.